processor journey?
No, I'm very interested.
Incredible.
It's great.
I'm
I'm not gonna lie.
invested. I'm so invested.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
My college roommate had a food processor that he got. We were just literally talking about this like last week, that he got on one of those beautiful relics of the early 2010s of the online deal sites, you know, of your Groupons, of your what have yous.
Yeah.
And he got it for like $30. And there was not a single time that it was used that it did not injure someone trying to clean it, trying to use it. And so I think we in my household still have a great aversion to food processors for exactly that reason.
But if there's no blood in your dish, it's not delicious.
Hey, Will, we're talking. If you would please, if you could just not interrupt us.
I was just going to do a pun. I was just going to do a very funny pun. A great aversion.
Yes, there you go.
Because grating cheese. Full circle.
Yes.
There we go.
A+.
Nailed it. Stuck the landing. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Life
And
in the
another
Apocalypse.
thing.
See, this is the downside. I can't start the game if you never stop ranting.
Good.
That's the issue.
This is the game now.
This is the game now. It's like Speed. Y'all seen Speed? You know. Anyway.
With Keanu Reeves?
I thought you were talking about the drug.
Yes. One of the greatest action movies of all time. Of course I've seen Speed.
Of course.
Someone bought it for me. I was 7 years old for a birthday. It was like I was turning 8, and they were like, you know what you need? This VHS of Speed. And I was like,
Speed.
Obviously, this is what I need.
And now there's now there's a BS and an AS portion of Candace's life before and after Speed. And it changed everything.
Also, of the Speeds that you could have gotten for a present, probably the better.
That's the best one.
Yep.
For an 8-year-old.
For an 8-year-old.
As opposed to Speed 2, the inferior sequel.
Which was on a boat. If you didn't know, now you know.
And stars Jason Patrick.
It sure does. Welcome to Live from the Apocalypse. That's who we are. And we play tabletop role-playing games to raise money for charitable causes, nonprofits, aid organizations, and just people doing very cool and good and important work. So if you like what you see here, we just ask that instead of giving us your $5, your $6 of your hard-earned money, you take that and you give it directly to the organization that we are benefiting instead, because they will do much better and cooler and more important things with it, as previously stated. And this stream, Vampire Records, is benefiting Feed the Scene. It is benefiting an independent music venue called The Sidebar, which is in danger of closing in Baltimore, Maryland, and the organization Feed the Scene is trying to keep it alive. They are a registered nonprofit, and they're in the process of trying to purchase the Sidebar, not only to keep it open, but also to turn it into a nonprofit community space entirely. And we love that. We love that work. So at any point during the stream, you can hit !donate in the chat. The bot will post the link. You can put your money into there, and some stuff will happen. There will be an alert that will trigger. The McElroy brothers will scream at me and interrupt whatever is going on. You will also hear it, but the players won't. And what else? Oh, we are on twitch.tv. That has to be acknowledged. And we literally cannot disengage the subscription option. If you would like to subscribe to us, we literally cannot stop you, especially if you have a Prime sub. You can feel free to throw it our way. It helps keep the lights on and pay for things like subscription costs and stuff around here. If you do that, though, be aware, Brendan Lee Mulligan, beloved TTRPG, GM, and comedian will kill a dog. He will kill one dog for every month that you have been subscribed to us. So really, it's just a question of, you know, what you are prepared to deal with and whether or not you'll be able to sleep at night. Cool. That is the thing. Candace, this is the second session of this game.
Don't mind me.
Following for the first time in the second session of the game is that's a very bold move.
Excuse me.
I would say calling out the cast member for having subbed midstream is also very good too. Just very choice.
Just very choice. I say it with love. And you know what? Everybody just unfollow. It's fine. You don't need to follow us. I think that's most of the things. This is Vampire Records. It is a game set in the 90s, and it is... holy shit. What is happening? Um, uh, God, wow. All
Don't
right.
mind us.
I know
We're
I've been completely derailed.
Candace and I are just having fun in
Congratulations.
the background. Don't worry, it's fine.
You succeeded. This is Vampire Records. It said in the 90s, these fabulous people are all employees of a record store. And last time, some weird shit started happening in said record store. But also, last time, there was one less person on this stream, and they were missing one of their coworkers. So, on that note,
Unless we weren't.
who can say?
There's no
on
way
that
I can
note-
afford our apartment without Dylan. Okay.
Yeah, Justin,
had
fucking
fun.
You'll
grip
make
it
it
and
work.
rip
It's
it,
TV.
baby.
Also,
Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack
crack
one for the big boy.
Great. Thank you so much for your donation. We really appreciate it. And yeah, it goes to keeping the doors open on a local independent music venue. On that note, I think we should start our introductions, shall we? I will go first. That's my name. Hello, my name is Will. I'm the employee of the month. Everybody is the employee of the month on this stream. I am one of the GMs and the organizers here at Live from the Apocalypse. I do so very many things. I run Class Reunion, which is our Fantasy 5e homebrew. Ooh, that feels weird to say now, about a group of high school students who have been trapped in a fantasy world for the last 10 years of their lives. I run and stream our Mass Actual Play podcast and edit that as well. And I play Julian Rue, the X-Team Rocket member turned chef in our Pokemon Eldritch Horror game, Missing Numbers. You can find all of that stuff on our everything on our socials. All of that is down there. Follow that. But that's going to be it for me. We'll move on to Alex. Hello. Thanks for coming back.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Alex, at Mightiest Finn on Twitter, also at Backwater TTRPG, which is the Southern Gothic role-playing game that my partner Asa and I wrote. Mostly do writing, but have been streaming a little bit here and there with some friends, and I am just very excited to bring Barry back to all of you. So thank you, and I pass my turn.
All right. Thank you, Alex. Candace.
Hi, I am your local neighborhood menace, Candace. My pronouns are they, she, and I am playing Phoebe Riot, who is a cheesed off employee of Vampire Records.
Employee of the month.
There you go. Although how they got it, I do not know, because they are surly and rude.
If you recall, everyone at Vampire Records is canonically the employee of the month every
I feel you.
It's
I'm
a
just saying,
participation
questionable
trophy.
business practices. I don't know.
You're not wrong. All right. Thank you so much, Candace. Eli.
No. Hi, my name is Eli. I am the resident ghost of Mayday Roleplay. We're an award-winning podcast and streaming group. We're currently going through our Vampire the Masquerade campaign that just kicked off last week, Saturday. We're about to do a bunch of other stuff. When I'm not hanging out with Mayday, I'm also a game maker. I have a game currently out called Ghostfi, which is about saying goodbye to your characters and letting them go. And yeah, I play Junie.
Enough said, honestly. Enough said. Awesome. Thank you so much. And for the first time, literally ever, JD.
Hi, I'm JD, pronouns he, they. I can be found in so much on Live from the Apocalypse. It's kind of ridiculous. Anything Will listed, I am probably tangentially involved in. I can also be found with RPGs Uncovered for the upcoming Season 4, where we will be learning and playing Cyber Rats. That's going to be a good time. And I can also be found with Tales from the Table Studios in the SCP Foundation game, A Crumbling Foundation. Tonight, I don't know if I'm an employee of the month because, according to my boss, I don't exist. So
Says it right there. Says it right on the top there.
I will be playing Devin Reynolds ? And we'll see how this goes.
You sure will be ? Nathan, last but certainly not least.
I mean, I would say equally least in that we're all employee of the month. Hello, everyone. I'm Nathan. I am most known as the Dungeon Master for the Reckless Attack podcast. We're a 5e actual play. New episodes every Tuesday, including this most recent Tuesday. It was a humdinger of an episode. You can find us on all the things at reckless_attack or some combination therein, or recklessattack.com. We have many frogs and friends, and also kind of like eldritch horror situations. But mostly, friendship and happiness and conquerings of evil. And today, I will be playing the totally normal, with no secrets at all, Lonnie Drake.
Thumbs up. Hell yeah. All right. And that's our cast of characters. So we can dive right into it. Dev,
Yes.
it was late last night when you closed up Vampire Records. It was your night to close, so you were the last one there. You locked things up, you counted up the totals. Everything went very, very normally. But it was a little bit on the late side. You were a little bit hungry. And Vlad's is right on your walk home. So you stepped out onto the night streets of Wallachia, New Jersey, where you live and work. You started trekking home, and in the process, figured you would just stop into Vlad's Pizza Pit, your local pizza place / metal music venue, to grab, a slice, maybe a pie. We'll see what's lying around at the end of the night. Would you like to describe Devin?
I sure would. So Devin is very tall and lanky. I think his coworkers forget how tall he is because he slouches so much, and you'll just have these moments where he stands up in the break room and you're like, holy shit, that guy is like 6'4", but he's always moving like someone who is about 5'10". He dresses in neutral colors, tries to fade into the background where at all possible. And his hair currently is a bit of a mess. I think he and Barry got drunk a couple of months back because that's the only way this would have unfolded. And Devin doesn't usually drink with other people, so this was a rare event. And I think they decided it would be fun to dye Devin's hair, which Devin immediately regretted. So I think right now his hair is that like awful faded bleached blonde you get once the dye fades, mixed in with spots of like manic panic that have also faded out, and at least like an inch and a half of roots. It is long. He likes to try to hide behind it. He has not allowed anybody to re-dye his hair for him. That will not be happening. He is just suffering as it grows out and can return to its natural color.
Sure. We were all 20 once.
We were.
We've all been there. Perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, it is a breezy night in Wallachia. Very quiet at this time. Just the occasional car passing by. But it was right as you round the corner to pass Vlad's Pizza Pit. You see it up ahead of you. It's kind of looks just like a regular pizza shop, although Vlad's has been around long enough that it has expanded into the commercial space next to it as well. So originally it was just like one building. Now it's kind of two buildings that have been connected to each other on the inside. You've been in there plenty of times. You know exactly what to expect. It has a very sort of old-timey pizza vibe, but with like a weird alternative twist. Like everything, like the the tablecloths are like that sort of stereotypical checkerboard you would expect, except instead of red and white, it's black and white. And all of the like beverage cups are that sort of like stereotypical Coke type of cup that you would expect, but again, instead of red, it's black. And that's very much the vibe. There, always t-shirts like folded up for sale behind the counter, which you can also purchase at livefromtheapocalypse.bigcartel.com if you want to help support the sidebar. Link in bio.
Incredible.
Right. But as you round the corner, you actually do hear noise. Kind of the first thing you've heard tonight. It's like a whispering, almost. Like somebody's speaking in hushed tones, just a little too far away for you to make out exactly what they're saying.
Interesting. And is that coming from Vlad's itself or the surrounding area?
It is. You start to hear it as soon as you turn the corner. It does seem to be coming from like the general vicinity of Vlad's. As you get closer, though, you actually realize that where it's coming from is the alley next to Vlad's.
So I think Devin hears that and just speeds up. Like that just solidifies his goal of gonna get my pizza, gonna get out of here, gonna get home.
Sure.
Yeah.
As you glance down the alley, as you start to hear that, the voice definitely gets louder. I think you would actually hear it say, Devin, as you walk past the alley, but you look down and it sounds like maybe somebody is like just trying to get your attention or something. You see a van parked there and you see the side doors open, and you know that what this is a load in. It looks like a band is loading in, probably for like a show the next day. But you're not sure if, like, you don't see any people, so you're not sure if they like left the doors open, left the van sitting there. It doesn't seem to be running, but the back doors of the van are open as well, and you can see, instrument cases inside of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that in and yes, yes, Alex, keep walking. Keep
Interesting.
walking. Keep
All right.
walking. I don't Devin is a normal guy with a normal job at a record store. He doesn't need whatever is happening here.
Is that
Also,
true?
boy, Devin doesn't like just normal voices calling his name out at any time of day, let alone at night, whisper all kinds of nonsense.
It's true. I want you to roll double your willpower. Roll 1d10 and add double your willpower.
Okay.
Oop.
That's an 8.
Okay, cool. An 8. Perfect. Well, that is not adequate. That is a failure, technically. So you actually do find yourself sort of compelled by this whispered voice that is saying your name, step down the alley. And I think it is sort of appealing to the Samaritan in Devon, right? Like it occurs to you that if they forgot that the van is sitting out here with the doors open, you work with enough musicians to know that like sometimes they're not the most responsible people with their gear. And if they forgot and just left the doors hanging open, anybody could wander by and just start taking stuff.
That is fair. Yeah. Can't have that happen. So
Right.
in that case, yes, Devin would approach the van.
Yeah. And again, you don't see anybody, but the doors to the venue are open, which lead down into the basement, which is where the main venue happens. They're if they are here, that's where they would be. It's possible, maybe they just like had a couple beers on the house while they were loading in, and again, forgot to come and get their gear. But it would really probably be, the nicest thing Devin could do in the situation to just check and make sure.
I think that's fair. I think Devin heads down the stairs with the goal of going to go down there, going to find the band, going to make sure the gear is safe, going to get my pizza, going to get home.
And as you descend the stairs into the basement, it's dark. It's very dark. And that voice, that whispering sort of tone, is getting a little bit more insistent. You step down off of the last stair into the venue itself. You're sort of next to the back. You're sort of next to the stage area. This isn't a big enough venue to have a full backstage. There's maybe like a tiny little green room, but probably upstairs. You do see some instruments lying around. You see some drum cases. You see maybe like a guitar case that has been partially opened, but you don't really see anybody else. What you do see, though, is calling it a tapestry would be generous. It's really more of just a white bed sheet that has some stuff painted on it. Some circles and symbols. And it is sort of from that general area that you sense this voice calling to you.
Interesting. So I think Devin would first just kind of call out, like, "Hey, anybody down here?" And start with that.
All you hear is that same, for a second, it's quiet, and then you hear that same sort of whispering voice intensify. And it says, Devin.
Okay. Okay. I think Devin is going to approach the tapestry just to get a closer look.
And you get closer and you realize that it is actually like everything painted on it is red. And there was a second there where you were like, oh no, this is blood. And now you can see that it is like it's wall paint. Like it is dried in such a way that it is definitely not blood. It's shitty, cheap paint. It looks like a prop that you would expect. And now that you're standing in front of it, you can actually see that in the exact center of it is painted one word. And that word is goat punch in all capitals.
And I think kind of getting that sense, I think Devin sort of like laughs at himself for being so on edge and just being like, "Oh, it's the band setup. It's fine. Everything's fine." Uh, and then I think may turn to try to leave.
Absolutely. And as you do that, you feel a breeze. And you realize you're in the basement. And that breeze grows stronger and it becomes this kind of a wind that is sort of kicking up around you. And those symbols, as cheap as the red paint is and as poorly as they are drawn onto the sheet, they start to glow with this infernal light. That whispering voice grows louder and more intense. The wind that whips around you grows stronger until it's almost like you're standing in one of those like wind tunnel things in the mall where they'll throw in cash and you have to try to grab as much as you can. It becomes very intense, very strong. Then suddenly, the basement is empty. The voice dies down, the light fades, but Devin is no longer standing on the stage at Vlad's Pizza Pit. He is gone. The next day, it's afternoon at Vampire Records, probably right around 12 p.m. Lonnie, you're holding a bird. Barry, you're holding a goth. And that goth has just coughed up a block, perhaps, I don't know what it is for ravens. Is it a conspiracy of ravens? A conspiracy of ravens. Junie, you were standing in the doorway and you've seen these birds just flying straight at you. What do you do? Junie, Eli.
Oh, Junie, me. Sorry.
That's you. It's okay. Were you Googling if it's called a conspiracy of ravens?
It's an unkindness.
An unkindness of
Even
ravens. Okay.
I was putting it in the group
That is
chat.
better.
Sorry. I'm sorry. What did you need me to do?
You're getting birds are flying at you. I just wanted to know what you're doing.
Ducking.
Okay, that is reasonable.
in a crouch position like this.
Absolutely. I think I do want you to roll. Can you roll D10 plus dexterity? And we'll say I'll let you pick. You can do kung fu or you can do sports.
I have no stat in either.
That's fine. Roll dexterity.
That's an 11.
Okay, that is good. Yeah, absolutely. You just sort of like duck down out of the way. The birds fly overhead. They don't like stop. You were clearly not what they were going for.
Mhm.
They fly out into the store. People start to scream and panic, but like the second somebody runs out, one of the customers runs out and opens the front door. And the second they do that, the birds all dive directly for that door and out of Vampire Records and into Wallachia, New Jersey. Barry. Barry, Franz goes limp in your arms.
Barry lets out a squeak. And then I sort of gently like let him to the floor, cradling his head. Like it's a very tender scene, actually. And I put my fingers to his neck, checking for a pulse.
Very, very faintly, you find a pulse.
So I think Barry goes into like standard textbook first aid and is like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And when Franz doesn't respond, he points at Lonnie and is like, "Help! You! Go call 911."
Lonnie, by the way, this kind of tender moment, as described by Alex, is punctuated by loud cawing and light flapping of wings, and Lonnie making a variety of grunts and noises as he tries to continue to constrain the one remaining bird here in Vampire Records. And he's just holding this bird, and he looks at you, and he's just like, you can see him actively processing what you've said, and looks down, looks up, looks down at the body, looks back at the bird, and then like just turns around slowly and walks out the door, still holding the bird, the door of the office, and then very calmly looks down at Junie, who's like hit the deck. Could you call 911, please?
I can't look at Lonnie. Get up and I run towards the nearest phone and
You
call
sure do.
911.
All right. Operator picks up. 911, what's your emergency? What do you tell the 911 operator?
We have a guy that's kind of like passed out on our floor, and I don't know if you can call animal control while you're at it, because there are like also birds here. Like there was like, or was birds.
Just the one now.
Could you just send somebody here immediately?
I'm sorry, you have birds?
Yeah, birds.
What kind of birds?
Ravens, right? Ravens are the big ones, right?
Corvus, Corvus! Barry cries out.
Corvus.
Okay, all right, but
But
somebody's
more
somebody's
important, the person who's like
right,
passed
yes.
out on my floor.
Okay,
mainly.
well, I'll send an ambulance right away. I'll see what I can do about the birds.
Birds
but all
totally
right.
not priority, but like, yeah, but just part of the situation.
Okay, try not to touch them if you can avoid that.
I'm like telling Lonnie, like, put the
What are they saying?
put the bird
Are they
down.
sending someone about the bird?
They're gonna send something about the bird. Put the bird down, though.
I don't know if I should do that.
You're sending somebody though?
On the way right now. Yes. Do you want to stay on the line?
No. We'll wait. Thanks. Hang up.
As you hang up, they're just like, don't touch the bird.
They said put the bird down, Lonnie.
Did they say what to do if someone had touched the birds?
Didn't
you
think to
mention that
ask
it's
that.
like a slimy bird? It's like the whole like
I didn't want to tell them that a man, like, I don't know, threw up a bird because I was afraid that they weren't gonna come. So we can discuss the state of slimy bird with them when they get here, I guess. But yeah, what
Phoebe,
the fuck is happening?
while
Yes.
this is going on, Phoebe, where are you? What are you doing?
The last I recall, I had stormed to the front because I was very irritated that there
Yep.
were birds being puked around me, and our stupid boss apparently thinks that that's fine to do in a workplace. So I'm in the front. I'm trying really hard not to listen to like the horrible sounds coming out of the break room in the back room. And I've got like an album cranked to like 12. Just playing as loud as possible. It could be anything. It could
Very good.
be literally just trash. I think it
Yeah.
probably is trash, and that's how everyone knows I'm upset because it's bad music. It's not good.
Mhm.
The Guns N' Roses.
Or it's like Color Me Bad or something. Like it's something that's just like lame and that I would never be caught listening to. It's clearly my sad music.
Right, right. As you were standing there and putting that on, I think Jonah, your boss, does sort of sidle up to you with like a vinyl in hand, and he's like, hey Phoebe, do you think this would be funny?" And it's the Birds. It's a Birds album.
I mean, I think it's funny. I mean, if you're trying to be an asshole, yeah, it's hilarious. But
You
like
don't you don't think they'd get the joke?
I mean, somebody's apparently puking birds in the back, boss. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna get any joke right now. This is not funny.
I
Okay,
think
this is disgusting.
he looks back at the break room and says, I think he stopped. At least the screaming stopped.
Good?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe things can finally go back to normal around here. God, what's with today, you know?
Yeah, well, what's with today? But I mean, all the same, you've got a fucking shithead in the basement. I don't know if you've seen him. I think he was talking to fucking Junie today. She was lingering. They were lingering down there. And
We've talked about this. We can't stop him from talking. He's a person too.
Is he though?
I mean, he's dead. Yeah, he's a dead person, but still a person. Legally, I think. Probably.
by the record store laws.
Phoebe, for the first time in a long time, is deeply regretting their choices and went and should have gone to some kind of law school so that they could have a really witty and correct rebuttal at this moment and get this fucking bird and this man out of their store. But apparently,
Phoebe,
they don't have one.
I really just think if you gave him a chance, some of my fondest memories and my favorite memories of being a kid in this place, my dad taking me downstairs to meet my great 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 grandfather, and how many kids get to have that experience?
Well,
I think if you just
none.
gave him a chance, he's got a lot of wisdom to share.
Yeah, I'll keep that in the mind the next time it's my turn to do the feeding. Okay, don't worry about me. I'll be open minded. Okay,
That's what I appreciate about you, Phoebe.
thanks. That's great.
Keep up
So
the good
I'd like to
work.
talk to you about a raise because I'm going through a lot of severe emotional distress and trauma in this place right now.
Oh yeah,
And I very much feel like I am more of an asset to you than whatever's happening back there. So to deal
Mhm.
with that, I'm going to need an extra long break and perhaps a little bit of money because this is really terrible.
You know what? I was just going over the books, and we've got, I don't know how, I can't explain it, but we've got kind of a surplus of money right now. I was thinking we could use probably like a manager around this place. So, job's yours if you want it.
I mean, I don't want to have to manage these dorks, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure you're forgetting about Devin.
Who?
Yeah, someone told me this was happening. Are you on acid? Ludes? Like, what's your situation today? Like, you
Whoa.
seem too chill. Like, what's up?
What are the two rules of this place, Phoebe? Number one, everybody be cool. Number two, no cops. and asking me if I'm on acid is cop behavior.
Cop behavior? Jonah, you can see Phoebe has like a bulging vein sticking out of their forehead that's like pulsing in the rhythm of this terrible music. And they just like close their eyes and you hear them take like a bottomless sigh. And they like finally just like open their eyes. You're right. That's narc behavior. Why don't you go ahead and check on the back? And I'll put on this wonderful album that you want to hear.
I knew I made a good choice when I made you my manager. Thanks, Phoebe.
I did not accept that, but okay. Thank you.
All right, we'll talk later.
Yeah. He goes to the back, I put the record on, and then I crumble the cover with my hands.
I'm surprised you put it on. I thought you were just going to fucking spike it into the ground,
Yeah.
just smash it.
I try to put it even louder because it is somehow quieter than the music that I just took off.
Oh, it sure is. Perfect. All right, fantastic. Yeah, Jonah, we'll follow Jonah for a second. And at this point, Phoebe, as you are switching out the records, I think you can hear sirens approaching. You can hear what sounds like an ambulance approaching. Jonah, though, is going to walk through, wave to some folks, say hi, ask them what they're browsing, and then step into the break room, look at Barry with France's limp body and Lonnie with the bird, and say, I think you should probably let that go, right?
At that point, Barry drops the body, thinking that Jonah is talking to him, and so like Franz's head just smacks into the linoleum floor.
Just let him go, man. He's dead. He's gone. Let him go.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay. I meant the bird, but...
Oh, I think we're finally, like, come to an understanding, you know? Like, I think it understands that I don't mean it any harm, you know? As it's just like, it starts, like, clawing. No, I mean, like, it's like a work in progress, but, like, I think we're
Lonnie?
building a real rapport here, you know?
Lonnie?
Yeah.
Well, why is your bird wet?
Well, I just want to be clear. It's not my bird. It's my responsibility, but it's not like my bird. And then, well, like, I mean, can you own a bird? You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Huh?
County laws are pretty clear.
My aunt
bird
owns
ownership.
My aunt owns like 20 birds.
I mean, like, but like, do you really? He like, and he like looks down at Barry. He's like, "Are we telling him everything?" Or
Barry is still like focused on Franz, but is also like aside. I remember that I had determined somehow that Franz might be cursed. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Game? So now that Barry sort of has a chance to breathe, he's like kind of like he realizes that there was this curse that he now remembers, and he like kind of scoots away from Franz very quickly, like curses might catch. And he shoots a look at June. He's like, "The ambulance is coming, right? We found this man in the outside trash hallway, very sick. He puked on that bird."
Oh, he threw up on the bird?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's even grosser that you're still
really
holding it.
Well,
I think this is one of those oil spill situations where Lonnie saw a bird that needed help and wanted to clean it up.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and like, what if it's his bird? Because you can own birds.
Are you sure it's not like a curse situation?
Who said anything about a curse, Jonah?
Me.
I didn't say anything about a curse.
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
No, I'm just asking because it like feels like it could be a curse. It sounds like a curse.
Do you and like I'm just imagining we're just like trading looks back and forth. Do you what do you know about curses?
I wouldn't say I know a lot about curses, but yeah, I mean, like, you know, my ancestor is a vampire, lives in the basement. There's a lot of weird shit in my family. I told you about. Did I ever tell you about my aunt? She owns like 20 birds.
Yes. No, he did tell me to read a book that talked about a curse. There was some king who was puking up locusts. Okay, Jonah, I lied, and I'm sorry.
I forgive you, Barry.
Okay, we'll workshop that later. He puked up the bird. He didn't puke on the bird, and now I'm wondering. So I don't know if you remember this, but I had a recital this morning, or not a recital. I had a audition this morning, and Franz, the gentleman who is now covered in bird puke over there, is doing Hamlet crossed with Edgar Allan Poe, which I think is really cool, but maybe a little too edgy or avant-garde for people.
That sounds terrible.
Oh. Well, I think he shows some artistic vision, but ravens are associated with Edgar Allan Poe, and I'm wondering if
Holy shit.
someone,
I just got that.
you know, I mean, I take art
Could
very
be.
seriously, so I assume other people do too.
Yeah, I mean, if I look, I couldn't begin to guess at what's happening here. It seems like there's a lot. It's really way out of my depth as a small business owner, but I guess it's possible that like maybe he tried to do some kind of magic spell to sort of like embody.
Yeah, Justin, fucking grip it and rip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
Thanks, Will's mom, for
Thank
the
you, Will's
donation.
mom.
Hey, thanks, Will's mom.
Thanks, my mom. We appreciate it. I love you. Thank you for stopping by and donating. Yeah, I mean, look, I guess it's possible maybe he tried to do some kind of spell to like embody Edgar Allan Poe, but maybe it was more metaphorical. Like it wasn't the ghost. It was like the essence, you know? Maybe.
No.
Who knows? Well, because like the Raven thing, that's like, sort of the essence of Poe's oeuvre.
I always thought that Poe's essence was the murdery orangutan.
Maybe. Sure. What? I haven't read that one.
Murders in the Rue Morgue, my friend. The first detective novel. It was the orangutan the whole time, Barry says. Sorry, spoilers.
Cool. Hopefully he doesn't start coughing up orangutans next.
No, that'd be really bad.
Anyway, just spitballing here, but
so
maybe that's what happened.
Do you think your vampire ancestor would know more?
I don't think we should talk to him.
Maybe.
I mean, he's a really helpful guy.
Thank you,
I don't
Barry.
know about that.
That's what I've been saying, man.
Did you know that he knew Sir Laurence Olivier personally?
Do you know that he has no general sense of boundaries?
Oh, he has a very distinct boundary.
He does. He has a very good sense of boundaries because he's trapped behind an invisible force field and has been for hundreds of years.
You think that, but he doesn't.
And like,
look at Lonnie.
Lonnie shoots you just that like deep sorrow smolder for just a moment of just deep like sadness and like embarrassment and all hurt and all the things, and is like, no, he was very inappropriate today, and I am upset. And these are feelings that I'm feeling and expressing.
Jonah, do we need to call a meeting?
Probably wouldn't hurt to have a staff meeting. Weird energy here today, Maybe we could do that like tonight after we close. The schedule is a mess, to be honest. There's just like huge holes missing. I don't know what happened, but I gotta fix that before we do anything else.
Okay, I don't know what time you were thinking for the meeting, but I do have places to be after work.
Oh, okay.
Same.
We'll find time. We'll make it work.
Okay,
cool. We'll have a meeting for sure. Yeah. Hey, you guys good with the paramedics? You don't need me here for that, right? If you have any questions, Phoebe's the manager now. You can ask them. I'll be in my office if you need me.
Okay. Not gonna lie, Barry's a little hurt that he wasn't offered that position, but
Lonnie sees it in your eyes. He knows.
I mean, Phoebe is a powerful individual, so I guess I get it.
It's true,
And
but
I will
also you
support my friend.
didn't show up for work this morning, so.
Excuse me, Barry is going to be a puddle in the corner.
All right. Jonah goes into his office and shuts the door. The blinds like drop down.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Usually, when the owner of Vampire Records goes into his office in such a state, blinds down, despite all the activity, what would you say the odds of him ever reemerging before close time are?
Pretty good. He might not be sober, but pretty good.
Okay. I wasn't sure if he's like, cool, now I need my 5 hours of small business owner me time where I just ideate, or what the vibe was.
He does call it his small business owner me time, but it's mostly just him smoking weed. Periodically, he will emerge, usually to get snacks. But
in one arm, Lonnie's still holding the bird. The other hand put down on Barry's shoulder as he is in whatever manner of puddle.
Yeah, the door to the break room opens and a paramedic steps in, a very tall person, dressed in a paramedic's uniform. Nothing really particularly notable about them, but they like turn over their shoulder, turn back out to the rest of the store and say, he's back here, and step in. They're carrying like a bag with them, a red bag that has a like caduceus on it, and they kneel down. He kneels down next to Franz and starts checking his vitals and things like that. Break room door opens a second time. And Lonnie, you are a little preoccupied, but you would hear a voice say, Lonnie?
Lonnie very slowly turns around.
And you would recognize an old teammate of yours from high school. You'd recognize Sammy, who is blonde, very sort of got big like Captain America energy, and is similarly dressed in a paramedic's uniform. Perhaps, though, Lonnie, you may have been more than teammates at one time.
There's no, perhaps in certainly the school rumor mill or whatnot, but there were no perhaps in our hearts. And
Jimmy.
There Lonnie stands, holding a bird, looking at a boy. And his eyes go super wide. And he like reflexively like backs up a little bit and stumbles a bit over Barry, who is on the floor, presumably.
In a flash, Sammy is at your side. He catches your arm, steadies you so that you don't fall any farther. Says, "Whoa, be careful."
Face right here.
Yeah, 100%.
And Lonnie's just, hey, hey,
it's been a long time.
Yeah, I'm busy. I've been busy. He like looks down at the bird. Stupid.
Is
back up.
I like your bird.
It's like it's not mine. I'm not bird ownership still, like I'm still working through it.
That's probably good. It's very wet.
He just looks down at the wing prints all over his like denim cutoffs and all that stuff, and or his cutoff shirt, and it's just I'm uh he was he's throwing up some stuff. It's and he like looks at Barry with equal parts like, what do I do? And also just desperation and emotional rawness. And just like what he the he we cleaned up.
The mercifully perhaps interrupting Lonnie's thought process, the first paramedic who came in says, yeah, he's non-responsive. Sammy, we got to get him in the truck. And Sammy nods and says, yeah, all right, let's lift him. Starts laying out the stretcher, but before he does that, he as his partner is like sort of gently moving Franz onto the stretcher, he's gonna reach out and grasp the like your bicep firmly. He's gonna say, it was really good to see you, dude. Like, I wasn't sure you were still around. We should probably, I mean, if you want, we could catch up.
Yeah. I your number, and this is like happening as like it's wheeling out. Your number, do I just call 911 or
Don't do that. Don't do that. You got my number though.
Stupid bird.
All right. It's really good to see you. He like waves off and says, sorry, I didn't get your names, but I gotta go maybe save this dude's life. So I'll see you around. Bye, everybody.
Please take care of Franz.
Get a thumbs up from Sammy.
Lonnie immediately, like, there's a beat, and he just like finds the nearest chair and slumps over and just holds the weird little raven in his lap and just like stares without blinking.
Do I know what does Lonnie drink? Like, does he consume beverages in the workplace?
Just generally speaking.
Yeah.
I would say so. Yes.
Okay. I think Barry's gonna head over to the fridge and like take out 2 of whatever your favorite drinks are. Hand you one, and you notice like Barry hand shaking. He's having like trouble popping the tab or whatever on this.
Lonnie just, his brain is shut off, and he reaches over, he'll grab both cans, like not even paying attention, and will grab it and takes out keys and punctures it and then opens it and hands it to you, and then does one for himself and just shotguns the beer in shades of former bro glory.
Phoebe, since you are the only employee at this moment still doing their job, you would notice that it is getting to around noon at this point. Pretty common practice it's at your discretion, of course, but it's pretty common practice to like close the store for an hour or two around lunchtime, just so everybody gets like the chance to eat without having to deal with customers. And the store is coincidentally completely empty at this moment. The birds really cleared the place out.
I feel like I've been waiting, like counting down the seconds.
Yep.
And the it's like 11:58, and I'm like, no, click. And I just scream to the back. Is it clear? Can I come back there? Are you guys still fucking? Is there still wet birds and shit?
There is one wet bird, you hear a shout back.
So no.
You put it away. I'm coming in.
We don't.
We have like a cardboard box laying around.
Yes, you have many cardboard boxes laying around.
Can you just set him free out the door?
I don't know that we're allowed. I think Lonnie wants to keep the bird.
Why?
I don't know. What?
You saw how he was with his ex-boyfriend. He has a hard time letting things go.
So, like, you say ex-boyfriend, and that's the moment that Phoebe chooses to poke their head in. They're like, I'm sorry, what? They look at Judy. What?
Yeah. Paramedic, ex-boy. Lonnie,
Wait,
I'm
the
just like
hot one?
slowly reaching for the bird, Lonnie.
The preppy
He's just
blonde
like
guy,
leaning
like the
back,
fucking
not
Yeah, the
even
one with
looking at
the
you.
North-
one with the sweet. Lonnie. Yeah, the one that apparently Puddles over here looking at Lonnie.
Oh. I
His name
don't
is
think I had
Sammy.
that on my bingo card.
Neither did I.
Fucking look at you, Lonnie. And I feel like you get like a nice solid punch in the arm for that.
Ugh.
Yeah, wow.
Despite
Good-
Lonnie making a
Good
noise,
taste.
it's like punching a brick wall.
I think that like you would expect Phoebe to like recoil after punching you, but they just like hold your gaze.
Right. That's what I assumed that Phoebe, however it progressed, would be an intense version of whatever an arm punch would be.
That's fucking awesome. Maybe you just need to get laid and you'll be less weird. Yeah, all right, whatever. So do you guys want pizza? Because
I'm starving.
the store is closed and I've had a really fucked up day. That bird smells so bad.
Lonnie.
I've got a box, and I'm like eyeing Junie to be like,
Like I'm on the one side of Lonnie and you're on the other side with the box, and I'm
Right.
slowly trying to push my hand against Lonnie to put the bird in the box.
It's one of those things where you're like, are practically like grabbing his forearm, like
Yeah.
respectfully, gently grabbing his
I'm-
forearm, but like his hands like hover over the box for just that
There you go. It's
split
just a
second.
box. Just a box. It's just a box.
I can't deal with this, you guys.
Just
I'm going
slowly
next door. I'm
puts it
going.
down.
I'm going. And like
Wait,
you
wait,
just
I don't
see
wanna go
Phoebe
with
just
you.
like back out the way they came. Like they close the door and they just go. They're just out. They're gone.
all right, once the bird is in the box, it's like folded up, putting some air holes in it, and just setting it neatly in the corner. And then Barry takes out a Sharpie and writes "bird."
Bird,
Do
do
not
not
open.
eat.
We're gonna have to I'm like going to wash my hands so I can go run after Phoebe. It's like we're going to put that bird outside. Don't get comfortable with it. Okay? And look at them and I like run out the door and go after Phoebe.
Don't get attached to that bird.
Don't get attached to that bird. It's
Don't
got
fall in love with it.
It's got its own family.
It's only gonna break your heart.
Lonnie, I think we should wash our hands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he like does one of these. Yeah. Did
Phoebe,
I?
are you-
Do I? Oh God.
Yes, you do.
But
Yeah.
during the
Yeah.
with
The whole time.
All of it.
Fuck.
Remember,
He
it's
just like
happy
trudges
birthday.
to the employee bathroom.
Happy birthday twice, and you're washing your hands. Really want to?
So he goes to the bathroom, and I would love to time skip, but I think it's very important to note that then he emerges from the bathroom and then doesn't have a shirt on, and is just like but it's like drawing off, like clearly scrubbed like up to his shoulders, and decided he needed to have his shirt all the way off for that. And then it's just that gratuitous 90s sitcom shirtless beefcake shot. And he's just like, all right, I think, wait,
Hold on, I have an extra shirt.
does it
It won't
still
fit.
smell though?
Oh no, my shirts are clean.
No, I mean like,
Oh, okay, so Barry gets like really close in, like
theater
Like-
kid close.
yeah,
how- I
theater
was gonna
kid
say, how
close,
close?
like right under your neck, and he's just like takes a big whiff, and then he goes down to a peck and gives that a sniff. He's like, "No, I think you're good. I think you're good."
Thanks. And he's not perturbed by this at all. It is just like, yeah, of course you're getting up in there. You have to. There are so many crevices.
Right.
And so now I am desperate for a smash cut to us sitting around a fucking pizza booth.
Yeah,
and
we are
then
gonna.
What's the, please God, please Barry, what shirt, what incredibly tight shirt is my character now wearing?
I'm torn between like a nice 90s Spider-Man shirt and some like very, very maybe a Sonny and Cher shirt would be my other choice. So your pick of those two.
Oh no, please. I am but my fictional body is but your canvas. Please
Okay, then you've
paint
got
this
a
shirt
shirt.
on me.
You've got like a sort of beige shirt that's got a big Sonny, Bona, and Cher face on it with a little rainbow that connects them with little fluffy clouds, and it says "Got you, babe."
Perfect.
Oh, God.
Absolutely perfect. Phoebe, are you waiting for your coworkers? You left the break room, but are you waiting for them before you go to Vlad's?
The front door is open, the closed sign is on, and I'm like hanging out the door,
Cool.
smoking a joint.
Perfect. I want you to roll a d10 with perception and notice, please.
Perception and notice. Okay. Perception and notice. 15.
15 is very good. Yeah, 15 is it literally says very good. I didn't notice that. Okay, cool. 15 is very good. You are standing outside smoking, and in a very quick and like comedic kind of way, there is across the street from Vampire Records, there's the park. The big park in the middle of Wallachia, New Jersey, which is called, it's not super important, but it is called Twin Parks. And you're just kind of standing there smoking, and like very idly, you see a person walking along. You don't really give them a second thought. You like look away. Like you see them you see them walking along the edge of the park, the path, and then you look away. In the background, as you look away, we see a bird dive bomb them and sort of disappear into their mouth. And then they like stand there for a second, kind of like choking, and then just kind of continue on their way a second later.
Pass.
Can
A bug table.
Can I, the player Alex, make a sanity check?
Yeah.
Why does
I
the
fail mine.
person
Why?
just keep walking though? Is my hang up here?
Yeah.
If a bird came anywhere near my face, my day would be ruined. I would
just
be
like-
like, well, we're going home and we're
just
getting back
like-
in bed.
It
Start
just
over.
like crawls into their mouth and down their throat, and then they keep walking.
They're like, oh, that's weird. Anyway, got
Casual.
places to be.
Mhm, mhm.
Well, it's good Phoebe
Uh,
didn't see that because that would have offended them.
Yeah. So perfect. As you all emerge now in Sunny and Cher shirt, Lonnie, in Lonnie's case, I'm assuming you're not all wearing matching Sunny and Cher shirts, although that would be adorable. You can start walking towards Vlad's, and we will smash cut to outside of Vlad's, the same description from before, except since you're going in the front doors, there is like a cute little like marquee that is over the doorway that kind of announces when there is a show, and you would see that there is currently on the marquee, it says 12:15 matinee : goat punch in all capital letters.
Go punch. I'm just like face pressed against the window. The fuck is go punch? Do you know about go punch, Phoebe?
I don't know. I think one of them came to me asking if they could like do like a show. They got a lot of like stunts and props and shit that they do. You know, one of those like fucking, I don't know. They feel like they're trying too hard. I didn't say yes at Riot House, but you know, we can check them out, get a slice. I don't.
Dinner and a lunch and a show. So I don't want to go eat pizza back at the shop tonight.
No man, it
To be
smells like
honest.
barf and fucking crows or whatever.
Yeah.
And it is like 12:10 at this point anyway. So you
Oh,
go
okay.
in, and there are people standing around, a few people sitting at the tables eating their lunches. There is a guy named Jeff that you would all be familiar with. Jeff is kind of the doorman for every single venue in the city. Like, at the same time, you're none of you are really sure how it works, but like sometimes you'll like walk sometimes you'll walk out of a show at Brahms and walk to Vlad's, and Jeff is working the door at both of them. So Jeff is kind of sitting at the like entrance to the basement stairs to go down into the pit of Vlad's Pizza Pit, and the only other person who seems to be working is Vlad himself, the titular Vlad, who is standing behind the counter taking people's orders, making pizzas, serving pizzas. He is about 5'8" or 5'9". He is like in obsessively good shape, like 5%, body fat, and just like a little bit very jacked for somebody who's like 5'8", 5'9". Completely bald head, very thick eyebrows. Very hard to tell how old he is. But as you step in, he will greet you all. He is very familiar with all of you, as he is with most of the hip crowd of Wallachia, New Jersey. And he says, what can I get you, my friends?
Hey, man, I'm going to need, I don't know, I'm having a fucked up day. I guess a Hawaiian, that might make me feel
Hawaiian,
better.
really?
And like 3 PBRs. That might be excessive. 3 PBRs. Yeah.
Looks like somebody has a case of the Mondays.
Understatement.
It's Wednesday.
Phoebe looks like hurt. He said this to them.
3 PBRs, yes.
Do I look like
Hawaiian.
someone who would appreciate being told that I have a case of the Mondays? I hope not.
Get your ass kicked for something like that around here.
I will get these for you. I will get all of your food and all of your drinks. Would you like to take it downstairs? We have a band playing today, the Goat Punch.
Yeah, I mean, my day can't get any worse, so.
I sure hope
Okay.
they aren't actually punching goats.
Oh, you
No,
liked performance art.
I didn't ask.
I do like performance art, but not when animals are harmed. Thinking back to the crow in the box.
Okay, well, it'll just be a couple minutes, and then you'll go in. Jeff will take your IDs. He will stamp your hands. You know the drill. You've been here a million times before. I get your food now. Okay.
I walk up to Jeff, and I'm like, asshole. What's up? And I just go in. I don't even take any of my shit out.
Right. Phoebe, you never need the show ID, or my name isn't Jeff Daytona.
Regular human bouncer.
Regular human bouncer, Jeff Daytona. That's me. All right. You're good. You're all good. You know what? All you crazy kids, you're good. Go on in.
Jeff also has a reputation of being the only bouncer in town, but also the worst bouncer in town.
100%. Yeah, he's very bad.
The worst doorman. Where he's just he's like, you fucking guy. I've never met you before, but I like the look of you. Get on in there. You don't need to show ID.
Yep. Bouncing is his business, and a business is a monopoly. So he doesn't have to be good at it. Perfect. You get your pizza orders and your alcohol orders if you would like one. And then you descend the stairs into Vlad's Pizza Pit. It is very quiet down here. There's like the squeal of like sound check as you descend the stairs. And but when you actually reach the bottom and you look around the basement, you can see that it is pretty much deserted. Like there's really nobody here to see the band. The band is on stage. They are 4 individuals, very much your like stereotypical death metal band. All of their guitars have more than 6 strings, even the bass guitar. The drums are have like various horns and spikes. They have like very elaborate costumes and like battle jackets that have patches with bands that you've never even heard of. And there is a tapestry, a white sheet hanging behind them, painted with what at first you think is maybe blood, then you realize that's crazy. It's probably just paint, decorated with like pseudo eldritch symbols, and it says in the middle, Goat Punch. And as you descend the stairs, it looks like the band is arguing about something, but when they see you, they immediately stop. They take their places. The lead singer immediately says, all right, Vlads, thanks for coming out tonight. We are Goat Punch, and we're here to melt your faces. And then they start playing. They start playing very loud and very fast music. The vocals are indistinguishable. It's just him like vocalizing into a microphone. It's not good. It's not good.
I feel like at one point there's a break in the songs, and Barry kind of leans over to Junie and is like, "Are we safe?"
I mean, yeah.
Like Vlad wouldn't let actual road warriors in, right?
Yeah, that's why it's a noon call.
Right, I forgot this is a matinee metal.
Over
It's a
lunch break.
matinee metal show.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So are you all sticking around for the performance? You really can't tell. There are occasional pauses where it's just like the one guitar going like chug 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 chug, but it's not really like, you can't tell if a song is ending. This could all be one long song.
Lonnie leans over and like kind of into the middle of the table and does the classic "I'm in a very loud place with very bad acoustics" scream talk, and is just like, "Guys, I've been thinking about the bird."
What? The bird? Why?
I miss it so much.
It's just, what should its name be? No.
No, the bird is going home.
Well, that's I mean, okay, so like we all agree Devin's real, right? Just to like
Yeah,
say
Devin's
that again.
real.
Yes.
Okay.
And you're not positive. It's kind of hard to tell because of all the loud noises, but you could all swear almost that you hear a very faint voice whisper in each of your ears at the same moment. Devin.
This music fucking sucks, but like I think I'm hearing stuff in it. Like they're telling me something.
Yeah, still in the same scream voice, like, and you guys all heard that too, right? Because I'm imagining we all like jumped all at the same time.
Yeah.
And that was also real.
Yep.
Fuck. Anyway, why are we still talking about this fucking bird?
Well, so that's like two weird things in one day, right? Like the Devin and the bird thing.
I mean, for Wallachia, I feel like it's like not that bad. The Devin thing is really bad. I'm sorry. I look at Barry. I'm sorry. But also, it's Wallachia.
Okay,
Well,
but people don't usually vomit birds.
As you are yelling, people don't normally vomit birds. That is the first moment since you set foot in the basement that it gets quiet. The song ends and you're just left screaming. People don't normally vomit birds. And the lead singer says, yeah, couldn't agree more.
No, Barry looks over and is like, that was a request.
Oh, yeah, all right. We could play that. We know that, right, guys? And he looks back at the rest of the band and they're like, oh, yeah, we know vomit birds. And
it's by Muff Diver.
Yeah. Listen, don't mansplain vomit birds to me. I know who it's by. All right. Anyway. Thanks. We just want to thank you all for coming out today for our matinee show. We are Goat Punch, and we are the most hardcore and authentic death metal band you will ever see. We even, and he gestures at the tapestry behind me, says, we even did a dark magic ritual to bring out a crowd to our matinee show, which is obviously why you are all here. And he like turns and he gestures to the tapestry, and as he does, his hand touches it, and in that exact instant that his hand makes contact with it, the runes light up bright shining red. An unearthly wind kicks up, and out of the tapestry, seemingly out of thin air, leaps Devin Reynolds.
What the fuck?
Slightly worse for wear, clothes a little shredded, maybe with like a cut across his face. Devin, you quickly scrabble out of the way because following quickly on your heels another thing leaps out of the tapestry. Except this is what can only be described as a literal hound of hell, the size of a bull mastiff. The band scatters. The hellhound looks around the room. Its eyes fall on Devin, and now, much louder, not in a whispered voice, you hear it say, Devin. And I think that is where we're going to take our break.
Smash cut to all of us, like on the table, being like, "What did you do?"
I was ready to heckle a second time.
A minimum.
The fucking hellhound interrupted. I mean, you could get
It's
one
true.
off.
Man,
You could get one off in the aftermath if you
fucking,
want.
that's the death of local music. All these fucking hellhounds keep interrupting otherwise
God,
perfectly
so true.
mediocre metal shows.
Yeah, I think I like turn around to Junie, and like I've smoked an entire joint by myself at this point, and I'm like, I think I fucking underestimated this band. Just saying. I'm bought in.
We will be back in 10 short minutes. Don't go anywhere. Come on right back here. Same Vampire Records time, same Vampire Records channel. See you real soon.
On like super hyper drinkable. Hi. Hopewell Brewery in
I
Chicago,
like a little
Illinois.
baby beer.
We can advertise alcohol on Twitch, right? Pride themselves on producing highly drinkable, highly accessible beers, and that includes often their pour sizes. They have a lot of great taster sizes or half pours, and they decided, hey, why not carry that over to their canned beer line as well? And they created one of my favorite beers of all time, just for sheer audacity of existence. Wait, go
Put it in front of
away,
your face. There you
go
go.
away. There we go. The Little Buddy. And it is the world's tiniest little can. And they've had to mostly stop making them during the pandemic because everything ran out of everywhere. But I still have them, damn it. And so I thought, why not treat myself to a fun little treat? LIL treat.
So if you're in the greater Chicago area, get yourself a Little Buddy. All right. Cool. Very cool. So when we left off, the metal band that was playing
Yeah,
Goat
just
Punch.
fucking grip it and rip it, baby. Slop
Thing.
that down, dude. Yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
Thank you so much for your donation, Devin's account. We appreciate it so much.
No hard feelings, eh?
Yeah, right. For what I'm about to do, here's $25 to charity. Perfect. All right. So the Goat Punch, who was just mid-set, was just interrupted by Devin bursting out of the portal that was apparently inscribed on the bed sheet that was hanging up behind them as a backdrop, closely followed by a large black dog with wreathed in equally dark flames. Very hard to tell any discernible features of the dog. Yes, Nathan, do you have a question?
Well, I can wait till the end, please.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Just dark flames on this. It's kind of a being of pure shadow. But you see from just sort of the solid mass of darkness that makes up its face, its jaws open. Sharp teeth appear as it says, Devin. Yes, Nathan.
So I found your word choice very interesting, Will, because you said that this band were, if you can call them that,
wow,
this amalgamation of people playing instruments, were interrupted by Devin, which leads me to question: did we get the impression? Like Nathan got the impression, and I don't know if this was the case, did our characters get the impression that the band knew what was going to happen? Or were they as surprised as we were? Because I thought they were like, touch the magic symbols. There are people here. Things happen. But maybe that's not the case.
I would say that they were even more surprised than you all, if possible, in so much that they screamed and dropped their instruments and scattered away from this hound.
Cool. We took it pretty in stride, all things considered, but I just wanted to make that felt like an
Right.
important clarifier
A
for
very
future
important
action.
clarifier. No, he absolutely just brushed the tapestry by accident. And that was when the thing happened.
So, important question, Will.
Yes.
What condition are Devin's gloves in? Just out of curiosity, because that might be important.
I think your gloves are fine. I think your gloves are fine. I think at this point, probably what the audience will see is just a sort of a series of flashbacks to the last 24 hours or so, probably less than that, actually, like the last maybe 12 hours or so of Devin's life, which was a lot of just running across a very sort of stereotypical hell backdrop. There's a lot of like red sky, blasted stone under your feet, jets of steam, random fires in weird places, the baying of hounds, you kind of like scrabbling over some of these rocks, hiding behind them as the hounds like pass you. But for the most part, you've kind of just spent the last 12 hours running and hiding for your life.
And I'm going to keep that up because I think the first thing that Devin does is like make a beeline to hide behind Lonnie, as Lonnie is like the biggest person to hide behind. And as we've established, Devin is not small. Or Devin
Absolutely.
is, yeah.
All right. Very cool. You duck behind Devin. So the way
He is real.
Yes.
That's just good, though.
It was always real.
There was never a question of his realness.
I've always been real.
I wouldn't. Well, okay, we'll
We
talk about
never
this
doubted
later.
that for a second.
the hound is going to take this opportunity to leap at you, probably directly at you, Lonnie, since Devin is currently behind you. And that means that we are probably going to move into our first combat of this game. The way that it works, there is no initiative in this system. It's very freeform, almost like Powered by the Apocalypse. However, there is what we have, what we call the the intention phase. And the intention phase is basically when we all just kind of go around and say what we're planning to do this turn, and then we figure out in what order that would probably happen in. For the Hellhound, which I will speak for, its intention is to get to Devon, going through Lonnie if necessary. We'll just go around. Barry, what's your intention?
So I assume that when we ordered the pizza, they came on like a large circular metallic object. You know what I'm talking about?
I will
Like a
say
pizza
yes, as long as the only pizza order that I heard was for Hawaiian. As long as you all agreed on Hawaiian, you have a pizza tray where the Hawaiian pizza was.
I think we know better than to argue.
Yeah.
When Phoebe is
like
in
Barry
that particular pizza mood.
Seems reasonable.
Barry
She's the
spent
manager.
this whole eating time like picking pineapple off of his pizza.
I picked
very
pineapple off, but
surreptitiously.
did not argue.
Phoebe is like, I don't remember telling you guys that you could have some of my pizza. This pizza is for me. I have had a bad day.
Well, then I guess we had a second pizza. So
my pizza.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the large pizza pan.
Yes.
I'm gonna fling it like a frisbee.
Love this.
And I'm going to shout, "Fetch!"
Perfect.
And I may accidentally hit the Hellhound in the face, or I may send it flying. Who knows?
We'll see
Hit
what
someone
happens.
from Goat Punch right in the back of the head, knock him unconscious.
Yep. So that is Barry's intention.
That's Barry's intention. What's Phoebe's intention?
Phoebe's intention is to kick it in the face.
Awesome.
Like a roundhouse kick.
Love that. Yep, absolutely. Junie?
I don't know. There's a lot of cooks in this kitchen.
Sure.
Just I would tend to sit back and just kind of vibe and check out the situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a step back, back and away.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. But Devin, what is your intention?
To hide behind Lonnie and to stay there. And to stay as far away from the Hellhound as is possible.
Awesome. And then Lonnie, what is your intention?
Lonnie is going to try, if it tries to, presuming it's coming after
Yes.
Devin, obviously. If it gets to him or gets kind of in his direction, he's gonna like try to take a couple steps forward and try to just like football form fit tackle this thing to the ground.
Okay, I love that. Absolutely fine. So I think then in that case, a bunch of things are going to happen at roughly the same moment, but I think Barry, you are going to throw the frisbee first.
Okay.
Now, your intention with this, as I understand it, is not to hurt it. It's to get it to chase it like a dog.
Yeah, distraction.
Okay, a distraction. Perfect. All right. That's totally cool. There is, I am pretty sure, a maneuver that we can do for that. Let me just pull up the thing real quick and check here. You know what? I will call that probably a feint, I think. That seems reasonable. So you're gonna roll intelligence plus kung fu.
Okay, so I'm going to roll +6 because I have 6 intelligence and no kung fu. That's a 7.
Okay.
So the lowest I could have got.
Well, that's fine. It's probably gonna roll higher than that, but we'll see here real quick. That is gonna be, yeah. Well, it's actually not very good at that. You had a 7?
I did.
Okay, you didn't succeed, but you did roll higher than it, which means that that's a little tricky. I guess nothing happens because normally what happens with a feint is you can add success levels to your next action. You didn't get any success levels, but you did roll higher than the thing.
Okay, can I say that when I picked up the pizza, I meant to grab one, but I accidentally grabbed Phoebe's, which still has several pieces on it, and I fling it, and like pizza goes flying everywhere, and maybe like a slice just lands on its head for just a moment.
Absolutely.
Like shakes it off. It's got like pineapple in its eye, so it has to take a second.
Yes, 100%. I love that. I will say that it still has a slice of pizza stuck to its face. I think that is funny and interesting. And speaking of its face, Phoebe, you were going to kick it in that face, I think.
Remember,
Yeah.
your intention was not to attack Barry because he just destroyed your pizza.
Yeah. Really hanging on by a thread, not kicking Barry in the face. Hoping that I can get a free pizza out of it if I save this pizzeria from this creature. And yeah, that's what I do. I
Okay.
see it immediately. Like, I forget where I am. You guys kind of see like Phoebe's eyes kind of go wide and like they just snap out of being stoned. Like, they're probably still pretty mellow, but they're just like, yeah, like just like right away, roundhouse kick in the face.
Perfect. You are going to roll with dexterity and kung fu -1.
Okay. Dexterity, kung fu. 18.
18. 18 is very good. Perfect. You can absolutely kick it in the face, and that is going to do. What is your strength score?
My strength is a 6.
Cool. So we're going to add 1 to that and then double it. That is going to be 14 bashing damage to this thing as you kick it in the face. It's going to take 14 bashing, which it is not happy about, but that does dislodge the pizza slice. It is now stuck to the bottom of your boot. And this creature is now freed. It is going to very quickly chomp down on your leg that you just kicked it with. Probably just get the fabric, but it is going to attempt to pull you off your feet if it can. And cool. All right, it has done that, and so we're going to go with this now. Yeah, okay, cool. So it bites down on your jeans. It doesn't hurt you at all, but it does yank your leg out from under you and knock you down on the ground. You're going to take a -1 basically on your next turn to
Okay.
whatever you want to do because you are knocked prone currently. Junie, you were just getting out of the way. Devin, you were just getting out of the way, which means Lonnie, you are trying to tackle this thing, and it is kind of going to meet you halfway. So this is going to be the thing where it is doing its intention, which is to try to get to you, Devin, and Lonnie, you were going to try to tackle it first. So I'm going to say maybe this is a takedown maneuver. I think that makes sense. And so that is going to be strength plus kung fu for you, Lonnie.
That is acceptable. Okay. Strength plus kung fu. I'm pretty decent at both of these things. That is a math is hard. That's a 16.
16. Yeah, absolutely. 16 is very good. So the 16 takedown, you are going to deal your strength score in bashing. So what's your strength?
8.
That is so high. All right. Very,
what?
very
No,
cool.
It's normal.
It's just a normal
human
thing.
boy.
Absolutely.
Lonnie Daytona.
Normal human boy, Lonnie Daytona. Are you related to Jeff Daytona?
No, I've never met him before.
Crazy. All right, cool. We are gonna do the bite now. The hellhound is gonna try to bite down on you with flaming jaws, and that is gonna be 3. Yes. Okay. Cool. You are gonna take, Lonnie, 16 points of /stab damage as it bites down on you. I'm picturing that you sort of tackle it, you take it down to the ground successfully, but it chomps down on your shoulder in the process. And you are going to take 16 slashing/stab damage, and it's going to burn with infernal fiery pain as well.
Lonnie, like, you see this thing just like chomp down on his shoulder, and Lonnie winces, but does not wince nearly as much as you would expect from someone who has been chomped down upon by a hellhound.
And I should have mentioned, if you have, if anybody were to happen to have anything like natural armor or something like that, that would detract from any damage that the hellhound would deal. But yeah.
We're all normal humans here, so I don't think that
all normal.
applies
I don't know what you're
to any of
talking
us
about.
normal humans.
Normal members of the Daytona family.
I'm not that normal because I have a +5 attractiveness, so I think that's where it's just for full transparency. Mechanically, I am the hottest human that can exist.
That
mechanically by the
exist. Game. Yeah. 100%. Sammy also +5 attractiveness, which is why you were such a good couple. Perfect. All right, cool. Well, with half of you cowering, I think that is going to bring us back around to intentions. Now the hellhound is standing over Lonnie's body, or rather, Lonnie is standing over the hellhound's body. They're kind of wrestling on the ground. It has bitten his shoulder. Devin, you are standing a little ways off, but it does seem like it's still very interested in you, Devin. Phoebe, you have pizza on the bottom of your shoe. Alex, Barry, you threw Phoebe's pizza, and Junie, you are free to do what you want. You can be very realistic about this fight with a hellhound in the basement of a pizza shop if you want to.
Where's the band?
The band is also like cowering. The band is cowering, like against the wall at the back of the stage, just like frozen in fear, watching this unfold. They're a little bit hypnotized.
I'm gonna go to the band and I'm gonna shake them down because they did this.
Okay, perfect.
And I want to know why.
All right,
I love
absolutely.
This.
Yes,
so
I
much.
Also love this.
We just mid-fight go over and start screaming at this piece of shit band. What the fuck did you do? Juicy perfection.
Yeah, huge vibes. I love that. Barry, what is your intention for this round?
So when the band fled, did they dropped their weapons and things?
Their instruments.
Well,
what are they?
I felt assaulted by the sounds that were coming out of them.
Fair.
Not fair. Wrong.
Excuse me. They dropped their instruments.
They did, yes.
Of pain.
Their instruments of pain. So Barry is gonna grab a bass guitar and hit the hellhound and say, "No, bad dog," but I'm hitting it in the face.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Okay, cool. Love that. You grab a bass guitar. You're going to try to swing it at the hellhound. Phoebe, what are you doing this turn?
I have a question.
Yes.
I have fast reaction time
Mhm.
and nerves of steel.
Mhm.
I have
Nerves of
both of those things
steel.
too.
Yeah. So nerves of steel says that I'm immune to fear, except when
Yes.
confronted with like really fucked up stuff.
Yeah.
And even then gains a +4 bonus to rolls. So is that every roll or just when something's really, really fucked up?
So I think it probably means fear tests, which are a mechanic in this game that I didn't do because I thought it didn't sound like I
But
needed
we're in a
to,
creepy
since
place. Yeah.
right. Well, two of you were just like, we cower, which I was like, that, yep, you're doing the thing that I needed you to do anyway. So perfect. I was like, we don't need to roll for it. You're just role playing it, which is wonderful. So normally, yeah, that would factor into fear tests, which I don't think I'm going to make you do for a single hellhound. If shit gets really fucked up, then we might pull it out.
Okay.
But Milwaukee is a weird place. You've seen a lot of weird shit.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Was fast reaction time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that basically means that you can go before other people if you want to. So thank you for reminding me that you have that.
All right.
Perfect.
In this game is taking out a weapon in action, or can I do one fluid action because I'm very quick and have a fast reaction time?
I will absolutely say that you can pull out a weapon and attack.
Wonderful. You guys, I don't know if anybody notices this in like the scuffle, but like I've got like a little like a little leather jacket on, I'd imagine. And I like pull a dagger out of it and I just fucking like zing the dagger at this thing's face and try to get it in either the eyeball or the brain of some kind.
I love this so much. Junie, you are running across to chastise the band. Perfect. And Devin, are you planning to just continue hiding?
So I think Devin grabs one or two of the beers on the table and just starts chugging them and then ducks under the nearest table and just hides there with his beer.
You got to refuel, you know.
Yeah,
you haven't had
I'm
any
dehydrated.
carbs or hydration in a while, so it's smart. Get ready for the fight to come.
Poor Phoebe.
Sure.
Barry threw Phoebe's pizza, and now Devin is chugging Phoebe's PBRs.
Made of money.
You're the manager now.
It's true.
You can afford it. Take your employees out for lunch every once in a while. Show some appreciation.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. I mean,
maybe Phoebe's name isn't very good. I don't know.
It's possible your raise came from Devin's missing paychecks.
Oh,
but
possibly.
That's 1,000% what it is, and I haven't received it yet.
Yeah,
so go easy on eating and drinking all my stuff.
And canonically, we have established that Barry does the accounting, and so would have said, yes, we have a gap in our budget because of a missing employee. And he would just take that as like, yeah, for some reason, man, we just get all this extra money. Do you want to raise or whatever?
Yeah, I should just give it to Phoebe.
No.
They asked for it, so.
They did, and they're not going to get it because this is awesome nonsense.
Because Devin came back. So when you think about it, it's all Devin's fault. Lonnie, what is your intention? Are you also going to chug PBRs under a table?
No, just because there are neither table nor PBR close to me. I think Lonnie, using his finely toned athletic skills, is going to put his district championship high school wrestling training to the test. It is going to like essentially try to like put this thing in like a chokehold kind of like situation, which is definitely a high school wrestling move, a chokehold, and like kind of like roll it over and like just try to like lock all four of his appendages on it so that this thing is like maybe biting him less if he can, but also just like not able to like move or wiggle around. It's just going to try and like use all of his core strength to just straighten this thing out so it can't do anything, hopefully.
Perfect. So I think first things that happen this time around, Devin, you drink beers under a table, and Junie, you run across the floor of the bar to where Goat Punch is cowering in a corner of the stage, just like shaking and staring in awe at what is happening before them. What do you do, Junie?
I find the guy who touched the tapestry.
Yeah, the lead singer. Yep, absolutely. And
The one who
he's
said
right
it.
there.
Yeah. And I grab onto him and be like, what did you do?
He's like freaking out. He's like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Speak, elaborate. How did you do that?
Well, okay, we got the symbols from Mason's grandfather. He's like a wizard or something, but it was just supposed to pull a crowd out. We were playing a matinee, man. What else were we supposed to do? No one was gonna come. It was noon. It was noon.
So I don't know, summon people. How did you get my friend?
I don't know. I don't know how they got there. I swear, I promise. It was just supposed to attract people.
It's like you're saying a lot of like nothing right now.
I don't even know where that guy came from.
What to do? I'm so mad.
He's like pointing at the drummer who's like, yeah, I mean, my grandfather's a wizard, but like, I didn't know this would happen.
What? I'm so so lost. Well, how do we stop it? How do you? Okay, wizard, grandpa, wizard, dad. Like you. How do you reverse this? How do you fix it?
I mean, I guess if we maybe like reversed some of the symbols, we could like, sort of like reversing a vacuum cleaner, and it would suck it back in. Maybe.
Said definitely by an expert on the matter, very confidently.
Said by a drummer.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, why don't you get fucking to it and start reversing some of these fucking symbols, because they're not going to reverse themselves, right?
Okay, all right. You got the paint? Yeah, all right. Here's the paint. Thanks. And he like grabs the paint and he like goes over to the tapestry, but like very slowly, like crawling on hands and knees, like trying not to attract the attention of this thing that is absolutely not paying any attention to him or interested whatsoever.
We don't have time.
You can just like kick him in the ass a little bit to like hurry him along.
My boot. Just like,
okay, all right, I'm going. Perfect. And he is going to like start like studying he has the paintbrush in his hand and he's like going around the outside of the circle, but he's like thinking about it. He's clearly not sure exactly what to do. He's not ready to try anything just yet, but he looks like he is on it. Okay, cool. Lonnie, I think you are going to try to choke this thing, so we'll do that first.
At least try to make sure to like lock it down, basically.
Yeah. Roll with strength and kung fu.
What about strength and sports?
I'll allow it.
My vast knowledge of sports.
I mean, you're doing a wrestle.
I put so many points in sports, and I'd really like to use sports.
Plus, you just saw Sammy, so like all of those old wrestling matches just come rushing back to you.
I mean, calling them wrestling matches, I think, really kind of cheapens the romance of it, but that's fine.
Fair. They were so much more than that. That
is a 19.
That's incredible. Yeah, absolutely. You just kind of like lock your hand across this. Your strength is 8, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be 7 more bashing. And you're not sure if this thing breathes, but you are definitely cutting off its windpipe in the process of doing this. So yeah, you lock your arm across its throat. It's like thrashing against you, but you just have an incredible grip on it, honestly.
And you guys can see, especially anyone who's like up close. Like I'm imagining probably especially Phoebe, who's like there and like hyper focused on this thing, can see where on his shoulder where the hellhound bit down is like torn to shreds, like ripped, but is not bleeding. And there's just like weird flaps, and it seems like there's something weird sticking out of it, but you can't quite tell what it is, just because like there's so much action going on.
I like to imagine that the camera pans over to Devin for a moment, who's just watching this happen, and Devin just goes, "Man, that's so hot." Like, can't help himself.
Absolutely. Perfect. Now that this thing is in a chokehold, Phoebe, you throw your knife at this thing from where you're standing. That's going to be Dex plus getting medieval -1.
21.
Absolutely. Yeah, you nail it. It is currently completely immobilized. So you throw that. It is going to be it is a knife, so it is going to be your strength ×2, essentially, in slashing and
12.
stabbing damage. 12 more damage. This thing is actually looking pretty worse for wear, between like being choke held and stabbed by a knife, kicked in the face, tackled. It is in rough shape. There's now a knife sticking out of it. Barry, you were swinging a bass guitar, I believe.
I was. And can I amend that I'm aiming for the knife now, since the knife's already there? Just like
Yeah,
a hammer to a nail.
Get it in there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Really get it in.
Absolutely, you can.
Is this getting medieval?
It is going to be getting medieval. I think it's going to be dexterity getting medieval, especially because you're aiming for a fairly small target in the knife.
All right. I will. Okay, well, that's a 16.
Not bad, Barry. Okay. So what is Barry's strength score?
Barry's strength score is 2.
Okay, cool. So what I would say, normally that is going to be 2 times your strength, which would be 4, but in this particular case, I am going to say that is going to be an 8. We'll double the modifier because you are hitting the knife already. Phoebe's knife sinks further into this thing. It's being held in a chokehold, and with one last ringing sort of gasp of Devin, it explodes into a cloud of black smoke that kind of twists and winds its way, corkscrews back over to the portal that is drawn on the tapestry right as the drummer Mason has made one small adjustment to a rune. The black smoke is sucked into it. He turns around, paintbrush in hand, arms raised victoriously, and says, "I did it! I did it! I did the thing! It sucked it back in!"
Cool.
Barry, completely ignoring this guy, like drops the guitar, goes down to the table where Devin is cowering, and I reach a hand out and I say, "Come with me if you want to live."
Now is not the time for one of those references, Barry.
It totally is. It totally is.
If not now, when?
If not,
And Devin very reluctantly takes your hand and allows you to pull him out from under the table.
and then there's a smash cut of our hands meeting, and it's like the Predator one, but we both have just incredibly noodle arms. So there's like
Very
no
gangly.
musculature
Very
whatsoever.
pale.
Very pale, just like me.
It's like you guys like slip a little bit because your palms are really sweaty.
That's why I have
Well,
gloves. That's why I have
Devin's
gloves.
wearing
It's fine.
Yep.
I mean, it's funny because actually my strength is 1, so it
mine
is
is-
even less than
This
Barry's.
is perfect. So I pull him up and I'm like, "Where have you been? What is going on?"
I think I've been in hell.
Like, metaphorical, you were going back to your mom's, or
No, like actual, like fire and brimstone.
Mason speaks up at this point. Goat Punch has been having a moment. Like, everybody's gathered around. They're like congratulating Mason on saving the day. He's a fucking hero. Everybody's very proud of him. And he says, "Actually, dude, you weren't in the hell. There are actually multiple hell dimensions. And I think you were just in one of them."
I throw a spoon at him.
Just whip it. Choom.
Not now. Actually, can I look at the runes now that we're calm? Because I do have some decent occultism. I've read some
Yeah,
books.
yeah. If you want to try to identify them, you can roll intelligence plus occultism.
Okay, I will do that. That's a 19.
Very cool. Cool. Yes. All right. What do you want to know about them? What are you trying to figure out?
So I want to know if the summoning of the Hellhound, how that worked. Like, is it just a contact issue, or did the band have to do something? And then what do we need to destroy this? And could I replicate it as necessary?
I see. All right. Cool. As you study it, you are actually pretty sure you can kind of pin down where the mistake was. Um, and you think this was probably a misunderstanding on the part of whoever made the runes. Clearly, what the intention here was that it would sort of metaphysically draw people in, because it was a matinee show that nobody was going to come to, for sure. But far more literally in practice, it was a rune that drew people in. And for whatever reason, the reaction of another person touching it opened the portal again and allowed Devin to go free. You're also pretty certain that basically what happened was Devin was kind of erased from existence because Devin didn't exist anymore. Devin was in a hell dimension, if Mason the drummer is to be believed. And the only thing that doesn't explain is why you all still remembered him. That part, that's a real stumper.
And then I guess my one final question is, do I think this could be related to a particular bird curse? Or might this be independent?
It's a weird magic thing, but it's pretty independent, it seems like. It's not unusual that there be like two separate curses on the same day in Wallachia.
Sure, we've all lived here a while. We get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm going to file that away in the back of my berry brain. Because you never know when you might need to open a portal to somewhere to shove someone through it.
It's true.
Jerk.
It's true. It's very true. Lonnie, how you doing? You got some flaps going.
Lonnie, I had a very clear vision of what Lonnie wanted to do, but didn't want to immediately jump in. Lonnie is once again has no shirt on. And this one lasted about 20 minutes. Pretty good.
I think the shirt was fully just melted off of your body by the flames of that Hellhound.
That's probably so whatever is left.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, or maybe even there was nothing left. And just like there's bits of singe, but he's like pulled off like a dingy, shitty, like a bunch of napkins or like really gross, grody, like tablecloth that is like, just like weird plaid and somehow sticky in ways that you couldn't even imagine what caused it. And has like put it over his shoulder, like as if he was like stopping bleeding, and is like kind of like gone off to the side and is like clearly kind of like fussing with it.
That's not sanitary, dude.
Like Lonnie doesn't even like say anything. He's just like, or no, he would be like, yeah, I was just, trying to take care of it now and, get it fixed later.
My first aid skill screams to be used. So Lonnie may be in the corner. I checked to make sure Devin is okay. I did see the bite. I see the flaps. And Barry just sort of appears.
It's covered. Obviously.
No.
It's not there anymore. Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Barry does have some issues with object permanence, but not that bad. So I'm gonna gently like pull the sticky cloth down. You are muted, Nathan.
Oh, sorry. He would like recoil. Like he would like as soon as you kind of like reach out and like went, to touch him, to do whatever, that he like sensed that you were there, basically. He would like take steps back and his eyes would be wide and like shocked and panicked and would just be like, I should go. I gotta get out of here.
I am full on horse whispering you and being like, no, shh. It's okay. I know you're in pain. It's all right.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
No. It's fine. It'll be okay. I have medical training. Just let me look at that. This is not sanitary.
Bear, he looks at you dead in the eyes and says, "It's not okay." And then he turns dramatically and like goes to leave the room. Like go
Well,
upstairs.
my noodle arms can't stop you, so.
Mm.
And I need patient consent to perform medicine. I think that's one of the rules. So.
I think the lead singer of Goat Punch comes over at that point, puts a hand on your shoulder, and says, "Let him go, man. He's got to do this himself."
Shrug him off. I'm like, who even are you? And then I'll go make
Andrew.
sure. Whatever. And I'll go make sure that Junie and Phoebe are also okay. Because I don't think I saw that they were injured in the fight, but Phoebe was slinging daggers, so.
It's true. It's very true. I think everybody else is pretty okay. Devin has like some minor cuts and scrapes, but for the most part, that's about it.
All right, well, we have to take care of those later anyway. Can't take care of those in a public place. I know, Devin.
It's true.
See, you respect boundaries.
Phoebe is by the stairs, like the door, and is like first, like their boot is like covered in pizza and they've like kicked it off. You can see like the spots on the ground where they've like tried to like drag their foot to get the pizza off. They've collected their dagger. They're like they're in the door frame, 1 foot, like cheesed foot up on like the first step, and they're just pounding their last 2 beers. Like they have like one under their arm and then like the half one they were drinking before. And they're
Stole
just
him
like
off the
looking at
stage.
everybody like,
Yeah.
What the fuck, you guys? Break's over. Let's go. You gotta get back to the store. It's been a fucking hour. Like, what are we doing?
We not gonna talk about all of this? I mean,
We're going back to work.
This band sucks, but we got albums to sell, man. What are we doing?
Hey.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, let's
Capitalism fucking sucks, man. Holy shit. Yeah, sure.
Listen, I've got a lease out on my fucking bike. All right. Can we go?
Yeah, no, actually I really like that. I'd like to be in a normal place, given last night.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, by the way. Like, welcome fucking back. But because you missed work this morning, you're on feeding duty like 3 times next week because somebody had to do it for you. So I'm so sorry. But you gotta go.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You know what? I just want to be back at our store selling records. That's all I want right now.
Yeah. I mean, you were in hell. You're going back to work. It's not really like a huge improvement, but
Oh no, it definitely is.
There's nobody puking birds there anymore. So you're good.
What?
Just don't touch the bird in the box. Cool.
Smash cut. Probably back to the store. First, actually, you go up the stairs where Jeff is like sitting there, and he has a book, like some kind of weird, it's a very old looking book, kind of just folded open on the on the table next to where his chair sits. And he's sort of flipping through it. It's very, like I said, it's very old. The language looks very archaic. There are some pictures that you can see on the page of like some kind of monsters, clearly. And he looks up at all of you as you exit, and he says, how was the show?
Entertaining.
Great. All right. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Look, Phoebe, at some point, I think probably you and I should talk. You know what? It can wait. It can wait. You all get out of here. You look like you're in a hurry.
Yeah. Tonight, my place? The show Right House.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, no, I know. I'm working the door.
Yeah.
So I'll see you there.
Cool.
All right.
I feel like Phoebe grabs like one of those like big mall sodas,
Mhm.
but like it's a store on the street soda, but like the
Yeah.
big styrofoam cup. It's full of water. They're
Right,
not into
right.
soda. They're like
Yeah.
lame, but
100%.
It's the
Yeah,
90s.
that-
It could be Surge. Who knows?
God,
Oh, true.
Surge.
that's the last thing you need. Phoebe
Visceral
on skirt.
reaction from everyone on the stream.
Don't do it.
No, Vlad like has a big cup, and he sets it on the counter and says, "Look, this came in as an order. Nobody picked it up. Anybody want the extra gulp surge?" Anybody want the extra gulp surge? Is going once? Is going twice?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay, there
I'll
you
take
go. Here's the surge. You enjoy.
I like the vibe was that Devin was so uncomfortable that no one else was going to take it. It was just like, I hate Surge, but
Fine.
but Vlad, he needs me.
110%.
Oh, Devin, when you get here?
Not too long ago. Bad show. Don't bring that band back.
Okay, have a good day. Great. All right. Smash got back to the store where you step in, unlock the door, flip the sign back to open, and there you are. Jonah wanders out of the back, clearly having just enjoyed some of his small business owner me time, and looks around at all of you and says, you know what? Actually, everything kind of makes sense. Hey, Devin, I don't know what was wrong earlier, but
Hey, boss.
look, Phoebe, if you want the job, still yours. But there is no extra money. I was wrong about that. But if you want to be manager, you can still be manager. Just with the same pay and...
You know what, though, boss? I actually have it in good authority that Barry wants to be the manager. So there you go. Hey, Barry, making your dreams come true, huh? And I like tap you on the shoulder. It's much softer than I tapped Lonnie, but it's still not. It's a very firm tap.
Barry. Yeah, Barry, look, you've worked here for a long time. Like, what, a year?
It's been like 5 years.
Right, yeah. And you do amazing work, Barry, but yeah, I don't know. Look, you missed your shift this morning, you were late, and I just I don't know if you're ready. Big responsibility.
In response to this, Barry does not say a word, but there is a definite like slump that happens. But then, because you guys have all seen Barry slump into himself many times, this is standard Barry reaction. But then, I don't know if Barry's thinking back to the fact that he just slammed a guitar into the face of a hellhound and whatnot, but he unslumps and his eyes narrow. And he sort of sets his shoulders back and he's like, that's fine. And just walks into the break room. Where he's going to place a call to the hospital to see if Franz is okay.
Okay, gotcha. Whew, poor guy. He really took that pretty hard, huh?
I mean, you like could have been nicer about it.
Yeah, you were kind of a dick.
Yeah.
No, that's, yeah, all right, that's fair. I should apologize. You know what? He could be the manager if he wants to be a manager. I'll go tell him.
I think I go behind the register and like I pull out this like box that has like written on it, says like Phoebe's don't touch in like gigantic letters. And I take out like a little button maker and I make a little button that says like, hi, my name is Barry. I'm the manager.
Oh.
Just for Barry.
It's giant to fit all those words. It's like this big.
No, it's like a really obnoxious one. And I put a bunch of like lightning bolts and stuff around it. So it's fancy.
Perfect. Jonah heads back towards the break room, but as he does, he'll stop and he'll be like, he'll see Devin and he'll be like, where you been all day?
You know, that's a really long story.
Okay. All right.
I was in hell.
Tell me about it. He starts, he moves away, starts heading towards the break room.
It just leaves. So that's enough of that. Outskis. Rule number 3. No bummers, man.
No bummers. Barry, you pick up the phone and you call the local hospital. You call the Tepish County Hospital, and very nice sounding person answers the phone, asks how they can direct your call.
I'm looking for Franz. He was admitted earlier with the bird complaint.
Franz, right? Yeah. I don't suppose you know. Well, we probably only have one. Okay. Yep. There he is. Ooh. Gosh. He's non-responsive currently. They're not sure he's they're not sure he's ever gonna come out of it. Oh, I lost your audio.
Thank you for your time. And Barry very purposefully hangs up the phone and just sort of stands there for a minute, facing the wall, Blair Witch style. Just like if Jonah comes in, Barry is just like in the phone corner, immobile,
staring at the wall.
Somehow covered in shadow, despite just
Yeah.
bright lights everywhere.
It's the one part of the corner where the fluorescent bulbs just don't quite catch.
Jonah wanders in back to his office, but he's kind of like looking at a piece of paper in his hand, and he doesn't really look over at Barry at all as he does so. And he says, "Oh, hey Barry, changed my mind. You're the manager. Let me know if anything happens. I'll be in my office." And he steps in and shuts the door behind him.
Okay. In response, Barry just like turns, just rotates 180 degrees, and his face is like there is no emotion on it whatsoever. And he walks out of the break room and he looks at everyone and says, "I'll be back in 5 minutes," and leaves the store. And
Devin follows after.
Barry turns around and is like, "Devin, we have well-established boundaries in our home. I would like to put them into our personal relationship for 15 minutes, and I'm gonna need some Barry space."
Yeah, no, that's that's fine. That's totally fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell everyone I'm the manager now, apparently, so I'm taking a 15-minute break.
As you should. Yeah, definitely.
And then Barry is going to head back home, and Alex is going to hop off for a moment.
Ooh.
I am so deeply in love with Devin, where Devin followed Barry out after having spent something like 16 hours in hell, in literal, in one of the hells. And then Barry's like, "I found out some distressing news. I need a moment." And so Devin's like, "Well, of course. Yeah, naturally. Yeah, no, absolutely."
100%.
You're also all dealing with sort of the midday slump of the vinyl record game in Wallachia. This is pretty common. Business is going to pick up a little bit later, but for now, it's definitely a little bit on the slower side. Not a lot of customers for the next couple of hours, most likely, if you had to guess. Devin, your clothes are a little shredded. You've been in them for like 16 hours. Or you probably have like a spare outfit, or at the very least, you know Barry has a spare outfit. Barry has several spare outfits if you'd like to change.
Yeah, no, I think because of Barry always having duplicates, like Devin has just started doing it. In fact, I think Barry just at some point was like, "Hey, Devin, put some spare clothes in this bag, and we'll have it in case we ever need it." And Devin was like, "I'm never going to need this, but sure."
Definitely. Turns out you do need it.
Which is good, because I don't think, similarly to Lonnie, I think just from height alone, Barry's clothes probably not going to fit Devin. So
100%.
good that Devin has his own to change into.
Cool.
And just take a minute.
And Lonnie, are you dealing with your flaps?
Yeah, so Lonnie went to Vlad's bathroom and like locked the door, behind him. and like has been missing for some time.
Okay.
I mean, not like crazy amounts. There's a lot going on, obviously. But I don't know the actual mechanical rules or whatever, and it's kind of shrug unimportant right this second. But a good amount of time passes before Lonnie comes back, wearing a baseball tee of Vlad's Pizza Pit, now available on the Live from the Apocalypse merch store.
Sure is.
And is, you know, like it's size, just a size too small, unfortunately. And he just like, oh god. Sorry, I was distracted for a moment there. But Lonnie comes back after a bit.
I'm sorry, guys. Hi, I'm Darkberry.
Incredible.
Okay.
Alex, can we arrive at the store? We arrive at the store at roughly the same time.
Yeah.
And then Lottie just like looks over at Barry, like at first being like so worried, right? And so nervous, where it's like, I have to go back to work, but I can't fade. Like, what do I do? And then like just sees what, I guess I should ask, what does Lonnie see on behind the eyes of
they're
Barry?
dead. They're dead. Like Barry has got a 1,000-yard stare.
And Lonnie just like does one of those things where he like stops and like recognizes this person is feeling worse than I am, but I'm not emotionally equipped right now to deal with that. So just as kind of like almost goes to reach out and touch the shoulder, and then just like kind of goes back, and then just like walks into the door, and then like straight to the back where his trusty broom is, and goes to like in a similar vein facing a corner, and just sweeping as silently as possible and praying no one talks to him.
And,
So I think Barry comes in shortly thereafter, and he just marches into the back, takes the box. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Real quick question. Do you put on your giant, "Hi, my name is Barry, I am the manager" pin?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course I
It's
do.
just
That was
it's
very
just like
thoughtful.
it's just like sitting out on the front counter, and you just see it, and you're like, well, I gotta wear it, obviously.
Right.
There's
It's
like
just
Gregorian chants playing in the background.
I go to the break room. I grab the box with the bird in it. I open it up. I reach in, and I like march out with the bird, and I slam it down on the checkout counter. And I'm like, what are we doing with the fucking curse bird?
What is happening right now?
Whoa, Barry. Wow, power move. Look at this. You know what we do with normal birds? We kind of like, not slam them on counters. We kind of like open doors and let them free.
Barry, don't listen to this bleeding heart, okay? I'm gonna let you know right now that bird smells like barf, and it belongs in the garbage.
You can't just throw a living bird away. Just to put it outside. It's an outdoor animal. It goes back outside.
Take the box, open the top, throw it outside. It will go.
Is the bird alive?
As you were having this conversation, the bird is alive. The bird seems completely fine and unbothered by this. But as you're having this conversation,
taken care of, thank you.
Right across the street, just like in the background while this conversation is taking place, a family of 3 like runs across the park and are like chased down by 3 ravens that like bring them to ground and then like crawl into their mouths and down their throats, and then they get up and start walking again. But meanwhile, your conversation continues. They are teenagers, and two adults and 1 teenager.
Ruthless. And we don't see this.
We don't see this. It's just happening in the background.
It's terrible.
We let every other bird go out the door.
Wait,
why
there were
is
more?
this? There's a whole flock of them. Like, yeah,
An
Franz.
unkindness.
Yeah, and then a whole in kindness. Franz barfed one bird out, that bird, and then he then barfed a whole flock of birds, and then we set those ones free. Surprisingly, not the weirdest thing on the list today.
What was?
You coming out of a portal.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he missed the day, so it's worth asking, I suppose.
All I'm saying is that this bird is a fucking cursed bird. And I want to know what's going on with it. Because I have had it up to here with this day.
I had an
I'll
idea.
escort it outside. I can escort it outside. Give me the box.
I had an idea.
Lonnie, is your idea to just sweep again? Just keep sweeping and ignore us? Just keep sweeping and all our problems will go away? Is that what you're going to do, Lonnie?
Lonnie saved my life. Lonnie saved my life and he got hurt doing that.
Junie.
Can I don't know, since we're trying to figure out about this bird, can I use my fortune telling abilities maybe
100%, yes.
to see, like,
absolutely.
I just get, like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, like, wave off everybody and go to grab the bird. It's like, I'm just going to take it outside and I'm just going to set it free like any normal animal. Just grab it and then get caught into the fortune.
Cool. The bird appears to have mostly dried off by this point. It is not as sticky or wet anymore. But yeah, you can take it outside. And how does Junie's fortune telling usually work?
The skill is a
so it can be treated like psychometry, or it can just be me telling you things.
Yeah.
But I more mean, like, is it like, do you don't like pull tarot cards or like anything? Is it just like visions that you get?
Yeah, it's just like little visions, just like little bursts of stuff that pop up.
Perfect. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. You hold the bird and you kind of focus on it, trying to like sort out what its whole deal is. And as you grasp it, you do get kind of a vision of a dark place, a beach of some kind that it looks like, and there's like this dark ocean beyond it. Everything is like cast into shadow, and it's not nighttime, but everything is just dark, desaturated, maybe, and a whole sort of flock of these things wheel overhead, and out of the ocean, as you from your vantage point where you're standing, you see a figure start to emerge. You see the top of a head, and then another like step forward and another plodding step forward, and slowly a person starts to emerge from from the dark ocean. They're very very thin, almost to the point of being emaciated, and they're wearing this sort of old-fashioned suit. They're very pale and drawn. They have dark hair, but it is thinning drastically, and they have like a little mustache. And they are, as they step out of the water and start walking up the beach, they start coughing, and they reach in their pocket and they pull out a little handkerchief and they hold it up to their mouth, and as they pull it away, you can see the first color that you have seen here, and it's red. The handkerchief is red as they pull it away from their mouth.
That's it? That's all I see?
That is what you see. They're just walking towards you. This figure is just sort of walking towards you.
Was that not more than enough?
It's like, I just want to know if it ended and I like snap out of it and stuff like that. I just want to know, will it stop?
They're sort of walking towards you, and they see you. They look at you, even though you're not physically there. They look at you and they sort of nod at you, sort of stop where you are, and like turn around and look out at the ocean in the same sort of vantage point that you are.
Hello? What?
They nod again and say, "We haven't long
Long for what?
till you return home."
Me return home? You return?
You.
What? Why? What? What do you mean? Me? Where? I'm home, right? I don't even know where the fuck I am.
And he sort of gestures out and says, "The Plutonian shore."
Did I take some acid or something along the way? What?
Are you holding?
Am I holding?
We have 2 rules here.
Yeah.
No cops.
No.
Are you cool?
Yeah. Yeah. I've been told to be cool again.
This place is bleeding into your world.
Okay, how do you stop that from happening?
I know not. I know not how to leave. I know not how to close it off, to seal it away. I only know how to arrive.
By car?
Nothing so pleasant. But seal it you must. Even now, it awakens. The ground under your feet, the beach, the sand of the beach starts to shake and tremor. He shakes his head and says, "It stirs."
What do I have to do to seal this off so it doesn't come whatever that is?
As I said, they know how to arrive. Someone has created a breach, a portal. It must be closed before he awakens.
Okay. I'm like thinking fucking goat punch.
He turns and he kind of grabs your shoulders, and his eyes are wide and insane, and he says, "It awakens. It slumbers, but it awakens. It it's being drawn in. It's being awoken and drawn in."
Okay. I'll find a way to seal the door then. Fine.
You cannot let it cross the you cannot let it cross the way.
Okay. Wherever the way is, we'll stop it from coming.
Good.
Is that it?
Carry it back. Carry this message back. Let them know. Let everyone you can know what is coming.
Okay. I guess with that, yeah.
Yeah, as it starts to fade from around you, you hear him say 3 words. It almost drowns out at the end, but he says, "The conqueror worm."
Okay. I think if I'm coming back, then that's like something I'm just saying over and over and over again. The conqueror
Yeah.
worm, the conqueror worm. And then I'll come back and I'll snap out. And I'll like go to like let the like continuing on a task. Like I was just like pretending like I was just, and I'm taking the bird now and just heading towards the door to open it and let the bird go.
Cool. You let the bird go, and it just flies away.
See, easy.
Lonnie kind of like snaps out of it a little bit and like runs to the door and will like watch it fly for as long as possible because Lonnie wants to know where it's going.
He seems really attached to that bird, says Devin as he watches this.
Watches it fly away into the freedom. Does it like fly in like a pretty straight line, Will? Like does it seemed if it seemed like the flock was like going somewhere.
Yeah, the flock basically flew right at the front doors. This does seem to be flying out over Twin Park. Hard to say if it's with a destination in mind or just like that's the largest area of like woods.
Because Lonnie actually has like a photographic memory.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how he got any good grades in high school. But he like is like trying to get as much detail about remember what the bird looked like, what direction it went, where if it's circling somewhere, is like trying as hard as he can to just like cram that information in his head as possible.
You watch it wing across the street and over Twin Park, and eventually it dips below the tree line. You could absolutely remember where it dipped below the tree line, though.
And Lonnie dramatically, kind of like steps back in. That just describes all actions taken by Lonnie. And then he says, I think we should follow that thing tonight, now, whenever, but maybe it'll have answers.
I don't know, Lonnie. Maybe when things leave your life, they intend to do so and don't want to be followed.
Dark Barry.
Barry, what is happening?
Feeling some feelings, Devin.
Are you okay?
No.
Okay.
Lonnie just kind of like looks down, kind of at his feet. He's waiting for the gift to finish. And he just like sort of turns his head towards Barry just a little bit. And he says, not all my problems can be swept away. And he stalks back to the corner and grabs his broom. And that actually like goes into the break room with his broom.
Taking a break with my broom.
It was because he was like, I'm gonna start brushing again, but like, I can't be out here right now. Oh God. Go into the break room with the broom, I guess.
Devin leans over to Phoebe and says, I was gonna say it's really good that they're talking again, but maybe not, if that's where it's going.
Devin, that's the least of my concerns. And I reach out and I clap Barry on the shoulder and I go, listen, I know I said 6:30 tonight, but I'm bumping you up to 7:30. Bring more of this energy, Barry. Hang on to this with everything you've got.
Why would you be encouraging?
I've never liked you more, Barry. This is a revelation.
Phoebe, no. Phoebe.
At this, Barry's like shoulder. Barry is a very like lump-shouldered, sort of slouchy guy. But at this, his shoulders square. He's like, "That's why I'm making you assistant manager."
Fuck yeah, Barry. You see, this is how you manage. This is management. Phoebe like
Devin?
goes back to like restocking albums.
Devin, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
So Barry like gestures to Devin to join him behind the cash registers, And as soon as like Phoebe's back to restocking and Lonnie's in the break room, and I don't, Junie, are you also?
I think
Like,
Junie's gonna wander towards the break room.
Okay, yeah. As soon as it's just Devin and Barry like again sort of like just slumps behind the cash register and is like, I have no idea what's going on. This has been the worst day of my life. Please help me.
Yeah, what do you need? What's going on?
Franz is in a coma. I don't know if I did something or he did something, but I think he might have an Edgar Allan Poe curse, and that's fucked up because I really wanted to be in that play.
How was your audition?
Oh, I got finger gun. Like the old Barry sort of percolates back to the top for a second. Is like, I actually think they said they'd call me. I got some finger guns, and then he like shrinks back and he's like, but then we found Franz coughing up ravens in the alley, and you were gone, and Jonah wanted to give Phoebe a promotion, even though he knows I've wanted that job for years, and then he just gives it to me without an interview and not following any of the proper channels, and
and no raise whatsoever.
Right, there's no raise to it.
I mean, that's just Jonah. That part's just Jonah. Like, let's not worry about that part, Barry. Let's okay. What was that part about the curse?
I understand, but I'm doing the books. I know if we weren't spending so much money on fucking blood bags, we could afford to give someone a raise.
You know, that's valid.
Yes, Franz might have tried to instill the spirit of Edgar Allan Poe in himself and accidentally cursed himself to cough out ravens. Phoebe, do you know anything about curses? I like pop back up. It's like manager style. It's like, Phoebe, what do you know about curses?
Why would I know stuff about curses?
Because you're smart.
I actually might know some stuff about curses.
All right, hold.
Yeah, looks like Devin's got you covered.
No, I'm gonna slam my hand on the overhead announcer and squeal it and be like, team meeting, front of the store. Jonah, you're fine.
A second later, it crackles and the intercom comes back on, and Jonah says from his office, okay.
I don't. Curses are shitty. People hex you. It can be something really dumb and small, or it can be barfing up ravens. Yeah.
Does this jive with what you know, Devin?
Will, can I make some sort of roll? Because Devin does have an occult library, and
you can roll some stuff. Probably intelligence plus occultism, and I think your library factors into that in some way.
That is fair. All right. That is, I can do math. 18.
Very cool. What specifically are you trying to figure out?
If I've heard of any curses like this, what to do to break a curse, and yeah, I think the biggest thing is what to do to break a curse.
To break a curse. Okay, cool. One thing that you would know, that you would find in your occult library as you're going through it, curses sometimes work like, it's a weird comparison, but sometimes curses work like monovirus, where if you are a primary carrier, you may not experience symptoms. You may not experience the most severe symptoms, but you can give it to other people. So even though if you are the person who kisses somebody who has mono, for example, you might not immediately get mono. But if you go on and kiss other people, you definitely might give them mono. So some people can be carriers of curses without actually experiencing the curse too badly themselves. So I guess the question that would linger in Devin's mind is the curse coughing up ravens? Or is the curse something much worse than that?
Devin, I appreciate you, but I don't appreciate when you say those things.
You asked.
I did ask. But Junie, did you tell us about your vision, or is that just sort of
No, nobody asked me. I said the conqueror worm like several times, released a bird, and then just shuffled off to the break room.
Okay, then I think the next order of business is going to be conqueror worm. What's up with that?
You would probably be able to determine very quickly that it is another Edgar Allan Poe poem.
Got a lot of Poe going on right now.
Mhm.
Yep.
Great. Junie, was there anything else with the worm, or is that it?
Oh, I mean, there's something about a seal that we gotta close because something's coming out of it. Maybe it's the conqueror and probably the conqueror, but yeah,
Wait,
whatever.
I hate that. Okay.
how? Junie, how?
Didn't get that part.
No, I meant how do you know this?
Oh, it's kind of hard to explain. Like sometimes you remember I tell you guys all the time, like I always had that bad dreams all the time. Like that shit and like that obelisk thing in the middle of the woods that I sometimes dream about.
Mhm.
Yes, I touched the bird and then I had a small dream for a moment, like a daydream, and I was told about the conqueror there.
Wait,
This is why we don't touch birds, man.
no, wait, Junie.
Hey,
Junie,
man,
are
Lonnie
you?
touched that bird for like an hour and nothing happened.
It's fucking weird. He's got a
He's
reason.
fine. He has a little turf toe. We've talked about this. Stop.
You know better.
The very turf toe that ended his athletic career protected him from the bird curse.
You know, as Lonnie's grandmother always said, the Lord giveth and he taketh,
Mm-hmm.
His immunity to crow curses,
Mm.
ending of his high school athletic career.
Sorry, Devin, you were saying?
I think like Devin is just looking at Junie in shock and is just like, wait, you can fucking control when it happens? Like you can choose? They don't just happen to you out of nowhere?
No, I'm saying that it just like happens every now and again. I mean, usually it just happens in dreams, but like I don't know. Today, like I touched that guy and I pointed to Lonnie, and then like I saw some shit with some rain, and then like now I touched this bird, and then poof, bird told me all these secrets about the conqueror worm.
So like you didn't have like a seizure. Like you never mind. Forget I said any of that. It's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah. Cool. Conqueror
Cool.
worm. Okay, we're gonna deal with that. Are we going to deal with that? Why is everyone staring at me?
Well, you asked the question.
I did.
I mean, I don't know what the fuck that means. Call is like soon. Like, what time is it now? Is it like? I mean, my shift's almost done, and I'm supposed to set up at the riot house.
It is getting to be a little bit on the later side. It's probably getting to be about, I'd say maybe at this point, you fought a hellhound, you had a vision, you got back to the store, you've been working for a little while. It's probably getting on to about 3 p.m.
Yeah, shift's about to wrap in like a couple minutes, so
And as you were all standing there, gathered for your staff meeting, you'd hear a screeching of brakes outside the store as a van pulls up. The van is painted with very bright and vibrant flowers. The door swings open, and from inside emerge a group of what is unmistakably hippies.
Ooh. No.
And on that note, I think we're going to end session 2 of Vampire Records.
Oh shit! It's
yeah.
the,
We have
it's
no
the H-
fish.
it's the
We
HBO's
have-
Velma crossover that everyone's been jonesing for.
Waiting for.
Just grab the hair soundtrack, put it in the front window.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Get them out quick.
In and out. What are you looking for?
Nailed it. All right. Well, join us in 2 weeks. If you can't wait that long, HBO Max's Velma streaming now. So
Boo.
check it out. Yeah,
Don't
no,
do
it's
it. No hate
don't do it.
watching.
It'll
Don't
hurt
do it.
you.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't.
It's very bad. Don't watch it. But with all of that being said, thank y'all so much for coming out tonight, joining us. This has been Vampire Records. We got one more of these left in 2 weeks' time. Come back and join us on that Wednesday. Buy the shirt in the meantime if you want. And we will go around and we will do our outro ductions. That sounds like a word. Hello, my name is Will. I am still the employee of the month. We're all the employee of the month. These are the socials where you can find me at. I'm one of the GMs of the Organizers for Life in the Apocalypse, and I do a bunch of shit. Most streams on here, if you look, you will probably see me as a part of them. Next Tuesday, we have Missing Numbers. That's the next time we will be live. That's not true. Sunday night, we will be recording our Masks Actual Play podcast, Academy H, right here on the channel at 6 p.m. Come join us. Check it out. It's a good time. We would love to have you join us for that. Tuesday night, Missing Numbers, Eldritch Horror, Pokemon game. Wednesday night, episode 2 of our other Wildcard Wednesday game, Band in Dual City, which, yes, it is a Yu-Gi-Oh! TTRPG, and yes, we do use cards for it. Come check that out. And that is it for me. That's all the stuff. Alex.
Hey everybody, I'm Alex. I have been Barry and Dark Barry. You can find me below, Mightiest Finn. I write in the Backwards Backwater TTRPG with my colleague Asa. Check us out. Also linked below. If you feel like exploring the post-apocalyptic ruins of New Orleans. Otherwise, I pop in and out of games, and I love seeing you all, and I love playing with you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Candace.
Hi, everyone. I have been Phoebe Riot. My name is Candace. You can find me on Twitter at that Candace Girl. You can find me on Discord, Twitch, and YouTube at Candace the Magnificent.
Good luck finding anybody on Discord.
Yeah. Especially because Twitter does not have more than 15 characters, which is why I am one thing somewhere and then another thing otherwheres. You should follow me on the internet because there's a bunch of stuff that I'm in coming up very soon that's not been announced. So rather than spoil everything, I'll just say it'll be great. Find me on Crossroads Games. The next 2 Tuesdays, I'm off from 12-Sided Stories, but I will be back the 3rd Tuesday playing some Cyberpunk. And on the 8th of February, I will be in a podcast called Bookhound Bounty Hunters on the 12-Sided Stories podcast on Spotify.
Amazing. Following the things and the stuff. Eli.
Hi, my name's Eli. I was playing Junie. I'm the resident ghost of Mayday Roleplay. We're a award-winning AP podcast and streaming group. We're currently going through our Vampire the Masquerade campaign, Vegas by Night, where I play Niles, a gangrel with complications. When I'm not doing that, I am trolling around the TTRPG community space, but I also create games. I currently have a game out called Ghostfi, which is a RPG tool to teach you how to say goodbye to your characters that you can find on my itch. My socials are at Agosa Eli, or check us out at Mayday Roleplay. Mayday Roleplay. Yeah.
Absolutely. JD?
Hi, I'm JD. I was playing Devin tonight, who is thankfully back from hell. I can be found in pretty much everything Will listed, so you can find me in Academy H, you can find me in Band in Dual City, and some of the other games that we run here. I will also be with Tales from the Table for SCP, A Crumbling Foundation, next Monday, and I will be with RPGs Uncovered for our first session of Cyber Rats this coming Saturday, where we will be learning how to play the game and the system and doing some cool demos. So if you want to see me get to play 2 different rats, that'll be a fun experience over the next couple of months.
2 different rats in this economy?
Wow.
Actually, one of them is multiple rats, so it's a rat swarm.
Rats on rats.
Nathan.
Hello, everyone. I have been Nathan. I am the GM of the Reckless Attack podcast. At least mostly that's what I do. We're a weekly 5e podcast. We release new episodes every Tuesday. If you like stories about lots of feelings and about people trying very hard to be good in a very difficult place to be good, where there's a lot of horror and mystery, but also frogs and tiny baby donkeys that may or may not have Pegasus wings. We'll find out. You can learn all about us and our shows all over on Twitter at reckless_attack, recklessattack.com. And that, of course, includes Reckless to Talk, our twice a month interview podcast where we talk to TTRPG people. And we are announcing a brand new episode friggin' tomorrow coming out next week. So follow us on all the things to find out what that's going to look like.
Do that. Thank you so much, everybody. Follow everybody on all the things, support all of their projects. Thank you all so much for being a part of this. To all of our players and the cast, thank you so much for indulging and playing in this silly game. We raised a bunch of money for Sidebar tonight. If you still want to give, it is not too late. We are going to disappear for just a second, but then we are going to raid our friends at Nat20 Productions. They are streaming their ongoing Pathfinder game, and we'll just pop in and say hi. There are 2 raid messages in the chat. If you are subscribed, feel free to copy paste the first one. If you're not subscribed, copy paste the one with the raccoons. We'll hop over there. We'll say hi to them, and we will call it a night for us here at Live from the Apocalypse. Say good night, everybody.
Good
night, everybody.
Good night.